Welcome to the College of San Mateo for a beautiful Wednesday afternoon affair between the visiting Walnut Creek Crawdads and the Menlo Park Legends here on the Crawdads streaming network. Crawdads, winners of their last 7 ball games after losing the first game of the season to the Alameda Merchants. Menlo Park Legends, well, it's been a mixed bag. They won last night after losing 2 straight, and they took down the Alameda Merchants 13-0. So we have a good one on tap here today as the Crawdads look to extend their winning streak. It's the first matchup of the season between these two teams. The Crawdads play back-to-back road affairs between yesterday and today before returning home for more CCL action. Let's go quickly through the lineups. Crawdads hitting first. Here is the away team in San Mateo. Trey Johnson leading things off, followed by Cam Calvillo, Ryan Ellis, John Ewens, Brandon Clisby, Riley Leininger, Joe Coupland, Casey Levitt-McGee, Sam Jenkins, and on the mound for the Crawdads, Aiden White, left-handed pitcher from Nebraska. Trey Johnson leading things off against Ray Hernandez, pitching for the Legends. Played 2 seasons at Ohlone College, now at Utah Valley, who had a great season winning the WAC conference. Umpires finalizing their remarks. High 70s temps here in San Mateo. We got a great view. Green trees in left field and center. Mountains in right field. Cloudless day here in the Bay Area as Trey Johnson, the left-handed hitter, digs in here in the top of the first against Ray Hernandez, the righty. Interesting mechanics from Hernandez. His first pitch is in the dirt, 1-0.
5:03. Game time temperature 73 degrees.
73 degrees, our official temperature check here in San Mateo. 1-0 on Trey Johnson, back in the lineup after sitting last night. He takes strike 1, fastball in on the knees, called a strike regardless, 1-1. Johnson hitting .262 on the season, playing in 7 of the team's 8 games. The 1-1. Ball inside, 2-1. Hernandez with an interesting delivery, kind of a cradling of a baby, so to speak, before he delivers it in there.
You see that with a couple of MLB pitchers.
The 2-1 home, swing and a miss, 2-2.
But definitely not something we see super often. Casey seems to be a momentum thing, I think. Helps Hernandez get into his motion, adds more heat.
Johnson waits on the 2-2, hits it straight back up the middle. Hernandez puts the glove on it, flips to first in time. No problem for the righty pitcher, and there's one away. Legends piled on yesterday against the Merchants, won 13-0 in an offensive onslaught against one of the better teams in the CCL North. So with one away, that'll bring up Cam Calvillo, making his second start of the season. Went 1 for 3 yesterday in his debut. The righty hitter digs in against Hernandez with his bright green glove to match the Legends colors. The first offering fouled right back to the Legends dugout. Look out. One player to get out of the way. 0-1. Calvillo, a head-first baseball alum, currently playing at Cal State Northridge, just finished up there. 4th-year Crawdad, the longest tenured player in Walnut Creek. The 0-1 with one away. Hernandez deals. Low strike called, a little delayed call by the home plate umpire. It's 0-2. Change up right around the knees. Calvillo in a hole, has to protect now. Righty hitter waits. Takes a change up in the dirt, 1-2. Calvillo played 2 years in JUCO, 1 at Gonzaga, didn't play there, before heading to CSUN, where he hit .304 in 2025. Waits on the 1-2, fouls it out of play to the right side. Count stays 1-2. Calvillo turned 22 yesterday. Celebrated his birthday with a big win over the San Francisco Seagulls. Crawdads undefeated against San Francisco this season. First time today playing against Menlo Park. The 1-2 home from Hernandez. Hit straight up the middle, and Hernandez again gloves it. That's 2 1-3 putouts to start the ball game, and there's 2 away.
Credit Hernandez, some good defense on hard contact up the middle. Not easy for a pitcher.
PFP is you practice them for a reason, right?
Number 2,
Absolutely.
Ryan Ellis.
That brings up Ryan Ellis, who also didn't start yesterday, along with Trey Johnson, but he's back in the lineup, playing second base today. The lefty hitter digs in against Hernandez. He does his cradling windup, now fires. Fastball high, 1-0. Hernandez hitting .211 on the year in 5 games. Again, back in the lineup. The 1-0 home. Hit high up in the air, right center field. The center fielder Schmalzy's there, puts the glove up, and makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the first. We'll head to the bottom half of the inning. 1, 2, 3, due up for the Menlo Park Legends. Welcome back to San Mateo, scoreless as we begin the bottom of the first inning. Tucker Beal will lead things off against Aiden White, the left-handed pitcher for the Crawdads, is making his second start. Was phenomenal in his first start. 6 strikeouts in 4 innings, only gave up 2 hits and 3 walks. Lefty pitcher against the right-handed hitter Beal, who starts today at shortstop. Crawdads went down 1-2-3 in the top half of the inning. First pitch to Beal is fouled off to the right side for strike 1. Aiden White with a 4-pitch mix, fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Tucker Beal digs back in on the right side. 6'3", 180 pounds. Career .348 hitter at Ohlone College across 2 seasons. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Late on the heater, right down the middle, just whiffed on it. 0-2. Aiden White quickly in control on Beal, who led things off for the Legends, who won last night big. The 0-2. Curveball in the dirt, 1-2. Beal, no stranger to CCL play. Spent 2024 with the San Diego Sunrays. He struggled there, while hitting .125, but he's hitting .500 across a small sample size. He fouls off the 1-2 to the right side. It's only his 5th at-bat of the year. But again, he still has hits in half of his at-bats so far. White stares in. Kicks and deals the 1-2. And that pitch is outside. Fastball got away from Clisby. Count goes to 2-2. Beal is committed to the University of Akron, committed 5 days ago up there in Ohio. Make the trip out here from the Bay Area. The 2-2. Look out, nearly hit him on the fastball inside. Beal works an 0-2 into a full count. White steps off for a moment to collect himself. That's the glove around his belt. As Beal digs back into the batter's box. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to whiff on the fastball, low in the zone. And Aiden White starts the ball game off for the Crawdads with a strikeout.
Terrific sequencing there from Aiden White. Even though he misses up and in on the location, he goes back to the fastball, low and away. And obviously it has a little bit of movement to it. Used some of the off-speed stuff earlier in that bat so we could go to the heater. Really good stuff.
That'll bring up TJ Schmalzy starting in center field today. Hitting .278 on the year as he digs in on the right side. The lefty White stares in for the sign, now fires. High fastball, 1-0. Schmalzy, 6 feet, 205 pounds at Fairfield University, where he's played a pair of seasons. Career .255 hitter there. Hits one to the left side on the ground. No problem for Calvillo, the shortstop. Or it is a problem. He bobbles it. That's an E6. Second error in 2 games on defense for Calvillo.
And third, number 77, James.
So it's an E6 as Schmalzy reaches. White will now pitch from the stretch as that brings up James Bowes, the third baseman. Bowes played last season at LMU in Los Angeles, Loyola Marymount. Currently in the portal. Started his baseball career in college at the JUCO level at West Valley College. The first pitch from White to him is a high fastball, 1-0. Bowes was a 2024 Rawlings Gold Glove winner in the JUCO ranks. It's his second year in the CCL, played with the Seagulls in 2024. Waits on the 1-0 count. White peers at first, now fires home. Swing and a miss. Changeup, got him to go a little late. Now 1-1 with 1 away. Crawdads looking for 8 wins in a row. Legends trying to inch closer to 500. Currently 2 games under. The 1-1. Fouled straight back over to the practice football field where players currently are. Look out if you're on the gridiron, I suppose. 1-2 count. Pretty nice athletic facilities here at College of San Mateo. You have the football field, the baseball field right next to each other. Bowes. His open stance, waits on the 1-2. Flares one out to right center field. A long run for Jenkins, but he's going to get there and make the catch. 2 away as Schmalzy returns back to first.
And fourth, catcher, number 24.
Really an excuse me swing there from Bowes. Didn't really put all of his weight behind it. If he did, has a shot at getting it in for extra bases in deep right center.
Nonetheless, there's 2 away. That brings in Will Robbins, playing catcher today. Right-handed hitter, one of 8 righty hitters in the lineup today for the Legends. Only 1 lefty. Sizable lead at first. Runner goes. Clisby's throw is offline, so it's a stolen base for Schmalzy. Ball trickled into center field just a little bit. Schmalzy holds up at second. Pitch was a called strike, so it's 0-1 on Robbins. Rising sophomore at Princeton. His first year in summer ball. Righty hitter now with the runner in scoring position to work with. White looks back, now fires home the 0-1. Fouled straight back. Hit straight into the ground for 0-2. Robbins with Princeton last year, .259 hitter with only 27 at-bats. Originally out of Burlingame High School here in the Bay Area. White in control with the 0-2 count. Man at second, though, is Schmalzy. 2 away here in the bottom of the first. White brings it home. Low curveball, 1-2. Robbins takes with no hesitation. Robbins hitting .219 on the year so far. 9 games played. Played in all but 1 so far for the Legends. Schmalzy with a sizable lead at second. The pitch home. Call the ball outside, says the umpire. Changeup just off the edge. Count even at 2-2 with 2 away.
Great miss from White. You know, it's definitely an on-the-border call. You're going to get that half the time. The other half, like this one, you're not. Either way, it should bait the hitter.
2-2 on Robbins. White brings it home, but it's a high fastball around the head area. Pitch was over the plate, but well high. Brings the count full, 3-2. Good at bat here for Robbins. Legends trying to drive out the pitch count of White. We know he can go deep if he needs to. The payoff pitch coming home. Fastball outside, not close for ball 4. So it's a 2-out walk for the Legends. Runners on first and second. Robbins takes first. Schmalzi still at second. And that brings up the lone lefty hitter in the lineup today for the Legends, Will Anderson. Currently hitting .316 for the Legends, one of the top hitters. That's a qualified hitter, at least, for the Legends. Another Ohlone College guy, career .389 hitter there, but he's committed to Santa Clara. Lefty on lefty matchup, 2 away. White fires home a fastball in there for a strike, 0-1. Anderson spent last year with the West Coast League Cowlitz Black Bears. Only hit .191. Seen better fortune so far for the Legends here early in this season. White lifts and lets it go. The 0-1. Curveball in there for a strike around the knees. Anderson in an 0-2 hole. Originally from the South Bay out of Gilroy, California. Played some really good ball over at Ohlone College with 21 career homers in 2 seasons. The 0-2 from White. Flared to the left side, foul. Count stays 0-2. Anderson playing first base today, and a pretty similar lineup for the Legends as we saw yesterday. Only one change with Gavin Shaddix getting the start and right. Anderson takes a practice hack, wearing a dark green arm sleeve on his left arm. White looks at second, brings it down the hill, strike 3 swinging. Second strikeout of the inning for Aiden White, and that retires the side. 2 left on for the Legends. We'll go to the top of the second. Scoreless ball game here in San Mateo. Welcome back to San Mateo, top of the second inning. So we're searching for our first hit in the ball game. Ray Hernandez still on the hill for the Legends, as it's 3-4-5 for the Crawdads, starting with John Hewins, the lefty hitter. He's playing first base today. Went 0 for 1 yesterday against the Seagulls with 3 hit by pitches, so he'll want to actually swing the bat today. Hernandez looks in for the sign, cradles the baby, now brings it home. Curveball in the dirt, 1-0. It'll be interesting to see how Hernandez's interesting mechanics, full hitters. He has a 1.2 ERA in CCL play so far. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike, low changeup. Called by the umpire. It's 1-1. Ewins yesterday tied for the team lead for the Crawdads in home runs with 2 on the young season so far. The 1-1 is low. 2-1. Curveball bounced on the plate. Ewan's playing his college ball at Baylor. Really making an impressive mark so far with the Crawdads. Hitting .444 in 6 games. One of many lefty hitters in the lineup. He waits for the cradle. The 2-1. Hit straight up to shortstop. Beal gloves it, picks it up, throws to first in time. Ewan's tried to beat it out, but he's unsuccessful, and there's out number 1.
Catcher, number 27.
So 1 away. Hernandez has retired the first 4 hitters he's faced. All 4 have put balls in play. That'll bring up Brandon Clisby, who has last played against the Blues in the first game of that series last weekend. Gets the start today at catcher. First offering to the righty hitter is low for a ball, 1-0. Clisby has a hit in every game he's played in so far. He has 3 multi-hit games. Really been a strong spot. The 1-0 pitch, fouled to the right side, 1-1. Clisby spent 2025 at New Mexico State, but did not play there on a team that went 23-33 overall. Takes 2 practice swings, now readies up against Hernandez. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Got him to bite, now 1-2. Clisby, one of a few different catchers to see recent reps for the Crawdads. Has a fidgety stance. So he waits on the 1-2. Half swing, did he go? He did, appeal over to first. Tried to go for the outside and high fastball. It got him swinging, and that's the first strikeout of the day for Ray Hernandez.
Hernandez looks really deceptive with his pitches so far, Casey. Looks like the windup might be fooling hitters a little bit, but it's the stuff. The spin rate looks really nice.
We'll see if Riley Leininger can handle things with 2 outs. The lefty hitter digs in for the first time, playing third today. As he swings at the first pitch he sees, hits it foul to the left side, 0-1. Leininger, 6-game on-base streak, although he's been hitless his past 2 games. Was 0 for 3 yesterday. Had a sac fly. That was his lone bright spot. The 0-1, inside fastball called a strike. Leininger scoffed at it, did not agree. Quick 0-2. Leininger hitting .269 on the year. Pretty routinely getting the start at third base every day. The 0-2, inside curveball, called the ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leininger, 19 years of age, originally from Texas. Has Bay Area ties, though. Swings the bat high above his head. The 1-2 from Hernandez. Hit straight to second base. Filter, scoops, shoots to first in time. And that's 6 straight retired for Ray Hernandez. We'll go to the bottom of the second. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Legends. Welcome back to San Mateo, scoreless as we begin the bottom of the second inning. Aiden White still on the hill for the Crawdads. Struck out 2 back in the first in a scoreless inning. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Legends. Quincy Villa will lead things off, hitting .267 on the year. He's a guy you don't want to let get on. He has 11 steals so far in just 9 games. Righty hitter digs in against White. who puts the glove up, kicks and fires. Swings at the first pitch he sees out to deep left field. In the ballpark, though. Johnson waits under it, makes the catch for out number 1. So with 1 out, I'm going to bring up the DH, Dane Most. Most had a 3-run triple yesterday in a 13-0 win for the Legends. Team that's just trying to climb up the CCL North. Most hits righty against the lefty White. Takes a strike around the knees. Fastball 0-1. Most has been the best hitting everyday player so far for the Legends, hitting .348 in 8 games. The 0-1 is low, 1-1. 1 out in the inning. Most digs back in, plays his college ball at Iowa Western Community College, where he had 6 doubles last year. Half swing on the 1-1. They said he went. Now 1-2. White still mixing up his pitches. We mentioned that 4-pitch mix he has. Not afraid to use a lot of different pitch types to full hitters. The 1-2. High fastball taken for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Most out of Broomfield, Colorado. He's been basically everywhere across the country so far. Iowa, Colorado, now in the Bay Area. The 2-2. Close curveball. Taken for a ball. You could tell White wanted to punch out there. Brings the count full, 3-2. Most steps out, now back in. Standing 6'2". As White takes a long stare in on Clisby. The payoff pitch is high for ball 4. Fastball nowhere close. The 1-out hitter is aboard.
Second baseman, number 34, Deuce Filter.
Second walk dished out by Aiden White. That brings up Deuce Filter. Plays his college ball at Santa Clara. The son of the coach, Rusty Filter. It's on the right side. Sizable lead at first for Most. White quickly looks over and throws back to first. As Most heads back in safely. Filter with an open stance. Swings the first pitch he sees, left center field, down for a base hit. Most takes a turn at second. He's going to go to third and stop there, and it's a stand-up double for Deuce Filter as he rips one into the left center gap. So Filter at second base, Most at third. Aiden White quickly in a jam. 2 men in scoring position, just 1 out. And that brings up the 9-hole hitter, Gavin Shaddix. Didn't play yesterday. Hitting a .067 on the year so far, although he's a career .337 hitter at Ohlone College across 2 seasons. Shaddix waves his bat around his knees, now gets ready. Righty hitter takes inside, 1-0. Fastball around the letters. White still trying to pitch for some weaker contact. The 1-0 home. High fastball taken for a ball. 2-0 on Shaddix. Shaddix has 1 hit this year so far. It's a double. Could use one right now to plate a couple of runs. Most on third, Filter on second, 1 away. Bottom of the second inning. The 2-0 pitch. Low fastball, 3-0. And now Shaddix a threat to load the bases here on a 3-0 count. Interesting to see White not really attacking him, given his numbers this year. Hitters count, White fires. 3-0, not close, inside. Ball 4 on the fastball. So that loads the bases for the top of the order as Tucker Beal comes up once again.
Back to the top of the lineup, shortstop, number 7.
That's 3 walks so far for Aiden White.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Casey, he hasn't really been aggressive attacking hitters on the inside, which is something we've seen him do in his couple appearances for Walnut Creek, both in the exhibition game and the one that actually counted in CCL play. Only had 3 walks entering today. Now he's matched that total on the game and only 2 hits entering today.
So Brandon Clisby, the catcher, quickly checks with Aiden White. Bases are loaded for Tucker Beal, who struck out back in the first inning. He was late against White. Swing and a miss. He's late there on the fastball, 0-1. Big opportunity here for Beal. The Legends really tacked on yesterday. It's a called strike around the knees. Quick 0-2 on Beal. A strikeout would be huge here for White. Looks in for the sign on the 0-2. Kicks and deals. Flares a foul to the right side. Count stays 0-2. White stares in on the 0-2. Fires curveball outside, 1-2. White still trying to look for his punch-out stuff. Had 2 strikeouts in the first. Trying not to fade here in the second inning. 1-2 is low. 2-2. Bounced in the batter's box. Nebraska Cornhusker turned transfer portal man, stares in. The 2-2 is hit out to deep left field in the ballpark. Johnson gloves it, runner tagging from third, and Most is going to score on the sacrifice fly. It's 1-0 Legends. So it's a sacrifice fly and a productive out for Tucker Beal. Runners on first and second. That'll bring up TJ Schmalzy. He's 0 for 1 as he reached on an error and stole second. White steps off. Motions to Clisby, the catcher. Shattuck's on first, Filter on second, 2 away. White takes a peek at second, spins as the runners retreat back to their bases.
Trust me, you're not that guy.
White collects again, now fires home. Fastball in there for a strike, 0-1. Schmalzy, second year in summer ball. Played in the Perfect Game Collegiate League last year with the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs. 2 men on. The 0-1 popped up to shallow right field. Jenkins charging in. He'll make the catch, and the side is retired. So 1 across for the Legends, but that's all they get. They leave 2 on. We'll go to the top of the third inning. 1-0 Menlo Park. Welcome back to San Mateo. 1-0 Legends as we begin the top of the third inning. Crawdads searching for their first hit as Ray Hernandez, the right-handed pitcher, has retired all 6 Walnut Creek hitters so far. 7, 8, 9 due up for Walnut Creek, starting with Joe Coupland, the designated hitter. Coupland came in yesterday as a pinch hitter at the DH spot. So he takes low, 1-0. He was 1 for 1. He singled and then advanced on a throwing error. Also walked. He's hitting .286 on the year, trying to find some more playing time. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, late on the fastball. Coupland steps out for a moment to collect himself. Hernandez has attacked the zone well so far, allowing weak contact to the Crawdads. The 1-1 as he cradles, now fires. In there for a strike. Fastball outside corner, 1-2. Not much wind here in San Mateo. Sun starting to go away a little bit as we see the shade. The 1-2 hits softly foul on the left side. Count stays 1-2. Coupland out of Danville, California. Spent his freshman year at Chabot College out in Hayward. Also a pitcher. We've seen him on the hill for the Crawdads as well. The 1-2 curveball high and on the shoulders, 2-2. Coupland hit really well in March for the Gladiators, .436 for Chabot College. The 2-2. In there for a strike, ring him up. Change up, couldn't have been better. And there's 1 out.
Tough stuff for the Crawdads. Hernandez just looks so good on the mound right now.
7 straight hitters retired to start the ball game for Ray Hernandez. That brings up Casey Levitt McGee, who also did not start yesterday, came in as a pinch hitter and singled. So he waits. Here's the first pitch to him from Hernandez. Swing and a miss on the off speed, 0-1. Levitt McGee's hit yesterday was his 2nd hit of the year. He has 2 hits in 19 at-bats. The 0-1 chopped sharply to the right side, foul, 0-2. We knew Ray Hernandez was a good pitcher, but made quick work of the Crawdads here through the first 2 or so frames.
Absolutely, it's been really impressive to watch Casey. Masterclass on the mound so far.
0-2 on Levitt McGee, the lefty hitter. Waits from the righty. Change up low, 1-2. Good take there from Levitt McGee on the close pitch.
And Hernandez staying cool, calm, and collected. Doesn't look like he's using a whole lot of effort in order to get these guys out.
Hernandez stares in, cradle motion, the 1-2. High fastball taken by Levitt McGee. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Levitt McGee, 2-year player at JUCO, likely very familiar with this field. So he's played his 2 years at Laney College, not too far from San Mateo. Hernandez shakes off 2 pitches. Umpire calls time as Hernandez steps off to collect himself. A 2-2 count on Levitt McGee. Lefty hitter with a yellow bat. Waves it slowly and waits for the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Fooled him with the off-speed pitch. The slider inside. Swung on and missed, and there's 2 away.
Filthy breaking ball, Casey. He was out in front of it. Hernandez just spinning the ball really well.
So 2 strikeouts to begin the inning here in the 3rd. There's 2 away for Sam Jenkins, the 9-hole hitter. He was 1 for 3 yesterday with a single, a hit by pitch, a strikeout, and a ground out. So lefty hitter fouls one in and out of the catcher Robbins' glove, 0-1. Jenkins hitting .300 on the year so far in 6 games. 2 extra base hits, including a home run. Saw him in batting practice hitting a lot of balls over the fence in right field. The 0-1, low and in the dirt, 1-1. 1-0 Legends, scored by way of the sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 2nd. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd, 1-1 count on Jenkins. He waits, Hernandez fires. Fastball in there for a strike. Jenkins shrugged himself out of the way. It's a strike regardless, 1-2. Hernandez stares in, the 1-2 pitch. just off the plate. Slider again, 2-2. Game time temperature was around 72 degrees, likely a bit cooler now as we head into the evening. The 2-2, low and in the dirt, 3-2 on Jenkins. Hernandez tried the off-speed once again.
Jenkins is just a guy with really good discipline. Kasey taking his time here, looking for a good pitch to hit, even though he's down in this count technically.
The payoff pitch coming from Hernandez. Cradles, fires, swing and a miss. He strikes out the side here in the third. 3 punch outs for Ray Hernandez. We'll go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Legends here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Back here in San Mateo, set for the bottom of the third inning. Crawdads trail 1-0. They haven't mustered together a hit so far. It'll be 3-4-5 due up for the Legends, starting with James Bowes, who's 0 for 1. He flied out to right field in his first time up. The righty hitter waits from White. Now he kicks and deals. Swings at the first pitch he sees. A high foul ball to the left side, 0-1. Bowes looking for his third destination after playing at West Valley College and Loyola Marymount, Los Angeles. The 0-1 from White. Hit high in the air, left center field. Running is Levitt McGee, and he lays out for the catch. Levitt McGee showing the leather, and there's one away.
Great play from Levitt McGee out there in center. Kasey has a lot of ground to cover, but he's got the speed to do it. Way to sacrifice the body there for the out.
So with 1 out, that'll bring up Will Robbins. He walked back in the first inning. Righty hitter. It's an open stance. The first pitch from White. Inside fastball, 1-0. Crawdads in their red tops with gray pinstripe pants. Legends in black with white pants. The 1-0. Roped to left center field. Dropped in for a base hit in front of Levitt McGee. So the second hit of the ball game belongs to Will Robbins, who reaches on the single with 1 away. So with 1 out and 1 on, that'll bring up Will Anderson. He was a strikeout victim in the first. He'll try to get aboard as the Legends hold on to a 1-0 lead. White has 2 strikeouts so far. Anderson was one of them. The lone lefty hitter in the lineup. Checks his swing at the first offering. Crawdad said he went. He did not. 1-0. Anderson from Christopher High School originally. Was very good there. Spent some time at Ohlone College. Now he'll be in the South Bay at Santa Clara. The 1-0. Hit high to the left side in foul territory. Leininger chasing for it, but it drops. Now 1-1. Anderson, no stranger to summer ball. Trying to make his mark before he goes to Santa Clara, a D1 program in the West Coast Conference. He'll look at a 1-1 count. The runner on first and one away. In the bottom of the third. White checks first, now fires home. Curveball in the dirt. Clisby blocks. Taken for a ball, 2-1. Only 2 hits so far for the Legends, but still more than the Crawdads, as Walnut Creek has been 3 up, 3 down 3 times. Anderson steps out. Now heads back in. Hitting .316 on the year. A pair of doubles. The 2-1. Fastball just a bit outside, 3-1. Location looked good from our view, but the umpire said very clearly that that pitch was a little bit outside, maybe a tiny bit high.
It was a touch high, Casey, from at least my vantage point. I saw it come into Clisby's glove. He had to reach up just over his head for it.
3-1 count at the plate, runner on first. And Anderson takes ball 4, changeup in the dirt, and again, the command issues continue for Aiden White. First walk of this inning, had 2 last inning and 1 in the first. So 4 walks so far. In 2 1/3 innings so far for Aiden White. That brings up the righty hitter Quincy Villa. Flied out to left field his first time up. 2 men on, first and second. 1 away here in the bottom of the third. White looks in as Villa shows bunt but takes a strike at the knees, 0-1. Villa, one of the more dynamic players out of Marymount University. Was a D3Baseball.com All-Region nominee in 2024. Career .328 hitter in college. White fires in the 0-1. Half swing, taken for a ball, 1-1. Villa in his 3rd year in summer ball, played 2 seasons in the Cal Ripken Collegiate League with the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Trying to create some more traffic on the base paths. The 1-1 hit sharply on the ground is short. And Ellis picks it up but collides into the bag. Everyone's going to be safe, and the question here is Ellis okay? He's writhing in pain on the ground just behind the second base bag, as the trainer is immediately called for. Ellis was ranging to his right and might have tripped on the turf field surface we have here in San Mateo.
Yeah, he's coming off of a knee injury, Casey. You hope he hasn't re-aggravated that. I think, I'm not going to speculate on the situation here, but hope that Ellis is okay. Definitely a big piece for the Crawdads.
Ellis still being attended to behind the bag. Looks like he's flipped himself over onto his backside. But he is currently in some distress. Villa did reach on the play. It'll likely go down as an E4. Both runners advanced, as it looks like Ellis able to get back to his feet. Question of whether he'll remain in the game is uncertain, as he's slowly trekking back to the back to the dugout. It'll be Chris Esquivel out of the dugout to replace him. So Ellis's day is done. He went 0 for 1 at the plate. That'll bring in Chris Esquivel, who defensively is very stout at second base. Ellis able to walk via his own power back to the dugout. That's a good sign.
Absolutely. It's always good when guys can walk under their own power. It means you've at least got some mobility and the pain isn't unbearable.
Bases are loaded for the Legends. Still only 1 out, as Villa reaches on the E4. If it weren't for, of course, the injury, there might have been a double play. Ellis just a tough ball to ground, especially ranging to his right. So that'll bring up Dane Most, who walked and scored back in the second, the lone run so far for Menlo Park. Bags juiced, 1 away. White fires a fastball in there for a strike. Inner part of the plate. It's 0-1. Most scored as a part of a pretty small ball inning. Last inning for the Legends as he takes a low curveball 1-1. White trying to get out of this jam again. Saw a similar situation in the second. Luckily for him, only gave up a sac fly. The 1-1. Hit on the ground over toward third. Leininger steps on third, fires to first in time. And just like that, the side is retired. Wow, how to get out of a jam. Ask Riley Leininger, I guess. So that'll retire the side. As the Crawdads try to come back, we'll head to the fourth. Set for the top of the fourth. Crawdads searching for their first base runner against Ray Hernandez, who's been lights out through 3. Struck out the side in the 3rd inning. 4 strikeouts to his tally so far. He's made quick work of the Crawdads 1 through 9, and the lineup flips over to Trey Johnson, who's 0 for 1. Grounded back to the pitcher in the 1st inning. The lefty hitter gets set in the box, now waits for the cradle. Fouls it straight back, 0-1. Johnson back in the starting 9. Sat yesterday. Has played every other game otherwise. Getting a solid 282 on the year. He waits on the 0-1. Slaps it foul to the left side, 0-2. Crawdads trailing 1-0 to the Legends. Legends' lone run scored on a sacrifice fly, and they could have had more last inning. They left bases loaded after the double play. The 0-2 bounces in front of the plate on the curveball, 1-2. Johnson has been a big bright spot for the Crawdads as a table setter. He's also walked this year twice, 10 RBI, 11 total hits. The 1-2, another ball bounces on the plate. Change up that time, 2-2. Like we mentioned, Crawdads searching for their first base runner. Hit a few balls on the ground. That's been it. Hit straight up the middle, but the second baseman Filter ranges to his right, flips to first in time for out number 1.
Batter, shortstop.
So with 1 away, that'll bring up Cam Calvillo. Calvillo's 0 for 1. He also grounded straight back to the pitcher in the 1st. Hernandez stepped off his mound to make some ground outs for the Legends. Calvillo playing shortstop for the 2nd time this season. As he takes ball 1, high fastball, 1-0. Calvillo, 4 years of quarterback for the football team in high school. That's worked out for him, being able to switch to baseball full time as he swings at the 1-0, 1-1 curveball in the dirt. And that kind of speaks to his strong arm over there. We saw him make some good plays at short yesterday. The fourth-year Crawdad waits, slapped foul to the left side, 1-2. And I think if the Crawdads could retire a number, I think Cam Calvillo's 3 would be the one eventually. You don't see guys usually spend 4 years with one summer ball team.
No, it's definitely unusual, Kasey, and he's been fantastic in those 4 years.
Swing and a miss on the 1-2. Make that 5 strikeouts for Ray Hernandez, who has just been phenomenal so far through 3 2/3.
Frankly, Kasey, he's been perfect.
The batter, second
Has not
baseman,
made a mistake, has not
number
allowed a
8,
base runner.
Chris Esquivel.
So far, 11 up, 11 down.
So that'll bring up Chris Esquivel in place of Ryan Ellis, who left the game last half inning with an injury. Esquivel taking his first hacks of the ball game. Takes the ball bouncing in front of the plate, 1-0. Esquivel did play yesterday, went 0 for 5. Looked good on defense, just not so much at the plate. Hitting .417 on the year, though, otherwise. The cradle from Hernandez. Here's the 0-1. Excuse me, the 1-0 is fouled to the right side, 1-1. Esquivel, originally from San Diego, but very familiar with the Bay Area, playing at St. Mary's. Now in his 3rd season of summer ball. The 1-1. Curveball in the dirt taken for ball 2. Now 2-1. Ryan Ellis, we mentioned, left the game with an injury after taking a ground ball at second last half inning, allowing Esquivel to get the call into the lineup. The 2-1 with 2 out. Good take from Esquivel. Curveball outside and low, 3-1. And Esquivel threatening to be the first base runner of the game for the Crawdads.
Absolutely. Just got to hold the bat here. Hernandez has had a hard time locating in this at bat. Force his hand, force him to make a good pitch.
John Ewens would be next. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a belt out to center field. Going back at the wall. It's off the bottom of the wall. Esquivel tags first, now heads into second. Takes a turn there, but he'll stay. And it's the first hit of the ballgame for the Crawdads. A big double for Chris Esquivel, who just got the call into play.
Breaks up the perfect game that was going, Kasey.
It was early, but Hernandez was dealing up to that point. John Ewens now will head in with an RBI chance. Esquivel on second, 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning. Ewens hitting .444. He's a guy you want to have up with a man in scoring position, especially when you're losing. So Crawdads trail 1-0.
Going back to Esquivel for a second, just a great piece of hitting. Puts bat to the ball on a pitch he thought was good. It was a good recovery pitch for Hernandez. Unfortunately, out on the plate a little too much.
That's the deepest part of the ballpark, right in front of that 385 sign in center field. Ewens takes ball 1, 1-0. The lefty hitter yesterday 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch 3 times. Luckily, the Crawdads had ice. Hernandez waits, checks at second, now fires home. Swing and a miss. Beat him on the fastball, 1-1. Ewens 6'3", 210 pounds. Good frame for a guy who redshirted his first year. Struggled a little bit at Baylor last year. He's been great for the Crawdads. The 1-1. Looped to the left side, foul. Good contact from Ewens. Just poked it foul to the left side. 1-2 on Ewens. Briefly steps out. Esquivel on second. 2 away. 1-2 count. Hernandez trying to keep his strong start intact. As he looks at second. Twice, now fires home. Curveball low, 2-2. Good take there from Ewens on the close pitch.
Good base running there for Esquivel. Even though he doesn't steal, he's staying on Hernandez's mind. Always affects a pitcher when you've got a guy on second moving behind you.
Esquivel, not necessarily a threat to go. No stolen bases for him this year. The Crawdads are a big bag-stealing team. The 2-2 fouled straight back to us. Count stays 2-2. Brandon Clisby would be next. So the Crawdads can continue this inning where they've gotten their first base runner of the game. Ewens with his beige bat. Waits now, here's the 2-2 again. And hits that one high in the air, left field. Not a problem for Villa, who gloves it. And that's out number 3. The Crawdads leave a runner on second, but they get their first hit. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Legends. Still 1-0 Legends. So we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Crawdads left a runner on second last half inning. Did not score. Aiden White, the lefty, still on the hill for Walnut Creek. He's been solid. Got out of a bases-loaded jam last inning rather. But here in the bottom of the 4th inning, it will be 8-9-1 due up for Menlo Park, starting with Deuce Filter, who doubled back in the 2nd inning. That was the inning when the Legends scored as he takes a fastball in there for a strike from White, 0-1. The righty hitter Filter, certainly a guy who wants to improve a lot here in the offseason. They're not playing much at Santa Clara last year. Fouls the 0-1, straight back 0-2. Filter's a hometown kid. He's from Santa Clara. He's now playing his college ball there. Staying here in the Bay Area over the summer. So he waits on an 0-2. White from the windup, kicks and deals. Foul ball high to the right side, out of play. Ranging toward that football field that sits right next door to the baseball field here at the College of San Mateo. 0-2 on Filter. White puts the glove up, kicks and fires. Half swing, did he go? Yes, sir. Good punch out there and some good deception on the changeup from Aiden White. There's one away. So that'll bring up Gavin Shaddix, who walked back in the 2nd inning. Gets the start today after sitting yesterday. Career .337 hitter at Ohlone College as he loops one foul to the left side, 0-1. He struck out 6 times this year in 6 games. The 0-1, high changeup, 1-1. The big challenge for Aiden White today has been consistent command. Trying to find the zone on a good basis as the 1-1 is fouled to the right side. 1-2 on Shaddix. Shaddix has been one of Ohlone College's best players these past 2 years. Hit for contact type of guy. Gets on base at a huge rate. The 1-2 to him. Hit to the left field. Is going to drop in front of Johnson for a base hit. Big turn at first for Shaddix, but it'll range back. And there's a man aboard here with 1 out.
Really great contact, Kasey, like you said, using that hit tool to his advantage. Deep drive into left.
Seen a few balls hit out there to Trey Johnson, who's playing in left field as opposed to his normal center field spot. The lineup flips over to Tucker Beal. He's 0 for 1, including a sac fly. Scored in the lone run of the ball game. The righty hitter shows bunt, pulls it back 1-0. Shaddix at first, certainly a threat to go. 27 steals with the Loney College in 2025. He's only stolen 1 base here in the CCL season. The 1-0, hit over to Esquivel at second. He's going to tag the runner, then not throw to first. But they get the lead runner, and there's 2 away.
Smart decision there for Esquivel. Probably could have flipped to Calvillo to try for the double play, but secure what you can. Got the lead runner and then didn't force a throw that could have been errant and allowed Beal to go to second.
So a runner at first is Beal, who reaches on the fielder's choice. That'll bring up TJ Schmalzi. He's 0 for 2, reached on an error and flied out. White trying to get through his 4th inning of work. A guy we know who can go deep for the Crawdads. Lefty pitcher against the righty hitter. For a ball inside on the knees, 1-0. Schmalzi at Fairfield University. Improved a 280 average last year from a 182 average in 2024. Runner goes. A hit and run, hit on the ground to third over to Leininger. Takes 2 steps toward first, and the throw is high. And Ewens trying to get the tag on Schmalzi. That's going to go down as an E5. As in the process, Beal is able to advance to third as he was going before the pitch came anyways.
That's tough. Leininger has had a cannon over there at third. I think that's his first throwing error on the season, Casey.
Number 77.
It in fact is. The E5 credited to Riley Leininger, and the hit and run executed pretty perfectly there. It's now runners on the corners for James Bowes. He has 2 flyouts to his day so far. 2 outs here in the inning as head coach Brant Cummings comes out for the Crawdads. Reasoning with the umpire, maybe looking for an obstruction call there. Umpires will talk. Ewens, though, regardless, was in the baseline after that throw was high. Umpires signal safe. So it'll be runners on the corners with 2 away. As any sort of challenge, not officially, but any sort of questioning is unsuccessful from the Crawdads. Schmalzi on first, Beal on third, neither of which got aboard via a hit. The inning started with strikeout, then Shaddix's single. As quick meeting on the mound upcoming as Aiden White is paraded by his teammates and pitching coach Dustin Cheney. Imagine here's a quick conversation. White is a guy who typically can get through tough situations, especially here in the early innings. 1-0 Legends, 2 away. It's been small ball central here in San Mateo.
Absolutely. A couple of deep hits we've seen. Most of them have been outs other than Esquivel's big double.
Crawdads only with 1 hit so far. It's been 3 total for the Legends. 1 here could go a long way. Runners on the corners, bottom of the 4th, bringing up James Bowes, who's 0 for 2. Bowes, the righty hitter, digs in wearing 77. White works with runners on the corners. Pitching from the stretch as the first pitch is looped to left field and down for a base hit. It's going to go into the left field corner. 1 run scores. Runner trailing around third, now coming home to score. And it's 2 runners scoring as the throw is late. And a 2 RBI double from James Bowes, plating Beal and Schmalzi. So a big 2-run double from James Schmalzi, and it's 3-0 Legends. Schmalzi turned on the wheels there to score all the way from first, as Johnson had to dig it out of the corner. He was shading towards right anyways. So with 2 outs and a man on second, that'll bring in Will Robbins. He's 1 for 1. singled and walked. Home plate umpire calls time. So that could be it for Aiden White. Likely will be, as Brant Cummings, the head coach for the Crawdads, making his trek to the mound. White looked good early, but since struggled quite a bit for Walnut Creek.
Yeah, very tough day for him, Casey. We saw the issues with the command as he gives up the ball, but not a terrible day, all things considered. You know, both those runners probably shouldn't have been on. Obviously, Schmalzi should not have reached if not for the error, but either way, Crawdads called the pen.
So that'll do it for Aiden White. Gave up 3 runs, 2 earned.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, actually, when you really think about it, likely 1 earned, because the inning would have been over had it not been for the error. So 1 earned run on White's day, 3 runs total. That'll bring in a new pitcher for the Crawdads.
It's the righty Cody Perry.
You are in fact right. Cody Perry stands in. 3.86 ERA on the year so far. Not bad in 2 appearances. Righty pitcher out of Green Bay, California. Standing 6 feet tall, but he swears he's 6'5". 210 pounds. Out of Claremont McKenna. We'll wait for him to take his warm-ups with a runner on second. Be back in just a moment. Crawdads in a 3-run deficit. The new pitcher is Cody Perry. 2 runs across in the inning so far for the Legends. They lead 3-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Perry making his 3rd relief appearance of the year. The runner on second is Bose against Will Robbins. Perry toes the rubber, now fires in a high fastball, 1-0. Robbins 1 for 1, single and a walk. Out of Hillsborough, California. Spending 125 in the Ivy League with Princeton. Perry taking a long look at Clisby, the catcher, shaking off multiple signs, now finally nodding. The slow delivery, taken for a ball on the 1-0, now 2-0. 2 straight off-speed pitches to start the at-bat. Robbins hitting .219 on the year as the Legends try to extend their 3-0 lead. Crawdads looking to get back to hitting. Perry a check on second, now firing home. Low curveball, close pitch, and Perry in some disbelief. 3-0 count on Robbins. We'll see if that close call will motivate Perry. Hitters count to Will Robbins, 3-0. Looking for a second hit of the game. Fastball in there for a strike. 3-1 as Perry recovers.
Kept it really simple on the 3-0, just fastball down the pipe. Don't need to do a whole lot.
Perry with a 5-1 career strikeout to walk ratio at Claremont McKenna. Very good. With command. The 3-1. In there for a strike. Another fastball around the knees, and it's a full count on Will Robbins.
Great off-speed offering there. Just plunks it in the zone. Now you got him where you want him.
Robbins has offered some good at-bats so far for the Legends. Now in his third quality at bat. The payoff pitch from Perry. Fastball in there for a strike, rings him up. The 3-0 count, recovers for a strikeout, and the side is retired. 2 across for the Legends in this inning. They lead 3-0. We'll head to the top of the fifth. Crawdads, or bottom of the fourth. Or top of the fifth, excuse me. Crawdads trail 3-0. Ray Hernandez still on the hill for the Legends. He's been very solid so far, giving up just 1 hit through 4 innings. As we begin the top of the 5th inning, Brandon Clisby will lead things off for the Crawdads, batting out of the right side. He struck out against Hernandez back in the 2nd inning, as the Crawdads trail 3-0, trying to come back against a CCL North rival. The funky delivery from Hernandez fires in a strike, 0-1 on the curveball.
Casey, I just figured out who Hernandez reminds us of. Luis Garcia, the Astros pitcher, before the pitch clock was implemented, had a very similar rocking the baby type motion. Had to shorten it with the new rules, but anyways.
The 0-1, another curveball high and away, 1-1. Yeah, and you're right. I mean, it's that cradling motion that has really deceived hitters so far from Hernandez. And the Crawdads are a very offensive-minded team. Haven't been able to bring anything across yet. We'll see if that changes here in the 5th. It's the 1-1 on Clisby. Off speed in there for a strike around the knees, 1-2. Clisby struck out, like we mentioned back in the 2nd, one of 5 Ks so far for Hernandez as he winds up, now delivers. Hit on the ground toward short, but the 3rd baseman, Bose, picks it up, throws to first in time for out 1.
Pretty much everything that Hernandez has allowed to be put in play has been a ground ball. So really fantastic way he's been able to limit damage by pitching to soft contact.
The lone hit so far was a double. Chris Esquivel just missed clearing the wall out in center. So that'll bring in the lefty hitter, Riley Leininger. Grounded out back in the 2nd inning. Swing and a miss on the first offering. Fastball around the knees, 0-1. And we talk about Hernandez. I mean, he was a part of a solid Utah Valley team that made a regional. The 4.09 ERA there. Ball in the dirt. 1-1 to Leininger. And Hernandez so far, 1.29 ERA coming into today for Menlo Park. That'll surely go down if he can keep this up. 1-1 in there for a strike. Fastball at the belt. 1-2 on Leininger, who, like we mentioned, one of 6 ground-out victims so far for the Crawdads. 1-2, fouled slowly, straight back. Count remains 1-2 with 1 away. Walnut Creek searching for its first runs of the game. Got its first hit last inning, so the run is just the next thing on the list. Leininger, a lefty hitter, waits. Here's the 1-2. High and away fastball taken for a ball. 2-2. Kuplin is next. It's the middle of the Crawdads order. Tries to continue its work. Try to get on the base paths. 2-2 on Leininger. As the 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Bounce in front of the plate. 3-2 now on Leininger. Has good discipline by trade. See if he uses it to his advantage here on the full count.
Absolutely. Nice job just waiting, forcing Hernandez to be good.
Hernandez stares in. Glove belt high, rocks the baby. Now here's the payoff. High curveball, nowhere close. So it's a 1-out walk. That's just the first walk dished out by Ray Hernandez. Leininger's aboard with 1 out.
Beautiful at bat for Riley Leininger. He gets down quickly 0-2 and just really battles back, stays alive on a foul tip, and otherwise forces Hernandez to locate, and he kind of let his command get away from him.
So with 1 man on and 1 out, that brings up Joe Coupland, who struck out looking back in the 3rd inning. That was an inning where Ray Hernandez struck out the side. Righty hitter digs in. Sizable lead at first for Leininger. Hernandez kicks, deals. Curveball in the dirt, 1-0. Crawdads still trail 3-0 in their first game at the College of San Mateo this season. Crawdads looking to make it 8 wins in a row. Leininger goes. The pitch is a called strike. The throw in time as Leininger can't beat the slide from a nice throw from Robbins. Just like that, there's 2 away.
Really fantastic throw behind the dish from the catcher Robbins, showcasing the arm. A little bit of a late jump from Leininger as well.
Beautiful throw from Robbins and an even better tag from Beal. So 2 away. Hernandez can go back to his windup. The 1-1 pitch to Coupland, taken low. Now 2-1 on the designated hitter. You mentioned that inning where Hernandez struck out the side. I mean, he kept those at-bats short as well. 2-1 in there for a strike. Fastball around the knees. Now 2-2. Coupland steps out. Just his bat. Now gets back in. Hernandez waits. Here's the 2-2. Roped out to center field and will drop it for a base hit. Schmalzi picks it up in center. Turn at first for Coupland. The Crawdads finally getting another base hit.
Great piece of hitting from Joe Coupland. Just squares it up, puts the barrel to it, lets the rest take care of itself.
So 2 away, man at first is Coupland. That'll bring up the 8-hole man, Casey Levitt McGee, who struck out back in the 3rd. Levitt McGee struggled with the strikeout so far this season, but has still had good discipline as he's walked a lot. So lefty hitter takes a strike on the inside corner, strike 1. Mentioned the walks. He's walked 7 times in just 5 games. I'm sure the Crawdads wouldn't mind one from him here. Here's the 0-1 as he fouls one straight back. Poked at a high fastball that lands over the hill. 0-2 on Levitt McGee. Hernandez likely to go back to the off-speed stuff. Seen him do that a lot on 2-strike counts. Tucks his glove at his number. Goes to the off-speed, high and away though. 1-2 on Levitt McGee.
Good call there, Casey. Way to recognize the sequencing there. So Hernandez a little predictable. We'll see if the Crawdads can pick up on the same thing.
Coupland with a short lead at first. 1-2 on Levitt McGee. Hernandez fires. Ball hit it high up in the air, pop up middle of the infield. The shortstop, Beal, calling for it. He'll glove it for the 3rd out. So the Crawdads leave 1 on. They don't score. 3-0 ball game in favor of Menlo Park. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Crawdads with some work to do.
Welcome back to the Crawdad Streaming Network. 3-0 ball game in favor of the Menlo Park Legends over the Crawdads. Here in the bottom of the 5th, Will Anderson, the first baseman, will lead off for Menlo Park. 0 for 1 today, strikeout and a walk back in the 3rd. Cody Perry, pitcher for Walnut Creek in his first full inning of work. First offering in there for a strike, 0-1. Perry relieved Aiden White, went 3 2/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 4 walks and 3 strikeouts. Perry looks into Clisby for the call. Kicks and deals the 0-1. Fastball low and away. Count evens at 1 apiece.
It's interesting to see the difference because Aiden White was a pretty quick mechanic, and then Cody Perry takes his time.
See if that works to his advantage here. The 1-1. Outside corner called, strike 2. Anderson moved a little bit with the bat, but ultimately held his swing. Probably should have went. Perry, the Claremont McKenna man, rising senior there. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, 5-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Offers a off-speed pitch in the dirt. 2-2. Perry, a second-year Crawdad. Got a 3-pitch mix, an 86 to 87 mile-an-hour fastball, breaking ball, and of course the changeup. 2 games this season for Walnut Creek, 4 2/3. The 2-2, just outside on the fastball. Perry up to 5 strikeouts on the year, just 1 walk allowed, 3 hits, 3.85 ERA entering today. As he turns and kicks on the 3-2, just outside. So first man aboard in the inning for Menlo Park.
The batter left fielder.
Plenty of close pitches there for Cody Perry. I liked what he was able to do, just couldn't quite locate.
So next batter up, Quincy Villa, the left fielder for Menlo Park. 0 for 2 today, reached on an error in the 3rd. Shows bunt, Perry's first offering, dribbled to 3rd. Liner charges the throw to 1st in time. Productive at bat though for Quincy. He moves the runner over into scoring position.
The batter, designated hitter, number 9.
1 down in the bottom of the 5th. Menlo Park up. Is summed up. Dane Most, the designated hitter, walked and grounded into a double play. He's 0 for 1. There's a man aboard as they try to extend this 3-0 lead over Walnut Creek. Most a sophomore at Iowa Western Community College. Rising sophomore, I should say. The righty steps in against the righty Perry. Turns, kicks, and deals the first offering. Curveball finds the zone. 0-1. Beautiful shape on that one.
Perry's off speed is really impressive for a guy who's found a lot of success in college with that off speed.
Absolutely, it's been pretty lights out today. The 0-1 from Perry. Fastball bounces in the dirt, Clisby in front of it. He holds the runner, Anderson. Most this season, pretty productive. Through 8 games, hitting 348 on the season, 8 hits, 2 of them for extra bases. He's got 2 ribbies, trying to add some more here with a man aboard. The 1-1 from Perry. Fastball way outside, 2-1. Most a native of Broomfield, Colorado. Spending his first year with Menlo Park out in the Bay. 2-1 fastball in the outer 3rd. Perry evens the count, 2-2. A little bit up and down appearance so far from Perry, Casey, but right now he looks hot.
Yeah, he does. I mean, it's a tough spot to come in when you're trailing. The Crawdads haven't trailed much this year.
Maybe an inning, 2 at most. Either way, the 2-2 from Perry. Breaking ball in the dirt. So it's another full count, this time for Most. righty from Colorado steps in. Righties against the California man, Perry. Turns, kicks, and deals the payoff swing and a high drive into foul territory on the left side. Well out of play. They'll do it again. Inconsistent pitching has kind of been the name of the game for Walnut Creek today. That and some cold bats, Kasey.
Yeah, it has. And, man, the bats really, for both teams, haven't been super hot.
The payoff from Perry. Inside off speed. Walks another batter. One down, runners at second and first for Menlo Park. Here comes the 8-hole man, Deuce Filter, playing second
Our
base.
second baseman,
Had a
number
double back in the
34,
second inning,
Deuce Filter.
and then struck out in the fourth. Big spot for the Santa Clara man. Rising redshirt sophomore, only appeared in 4 games for the Broncos this spring. Had 9 at-bats, did not record a hit. Righty Perry sets on the mound. First offering from the stretch. Check swing, did he go? No, he did not. It'll be 1-0 on Filter. Plays for his father, Rusty, the head coach over at Santa Clara. Filter just 1 appearance this year for Menlo Park as he takes the 1-0 outside from Perry. Notched his first hit earlier today, looking for his second on the season in his second game. Perry gets the call from Clisby. Kicks and deals the 2-0. Slow chopper. Leininger charges it from third. The throw to first in time. Both runners advance, though, so another productive at-bat. 2 men in scoring position for the 9-hitter Gavin Shaddix.
The batter, right fielder, number 1, Gavin Shaddix.
Shaddix, the Ohlone College man. 1 for 1 today, a walk in the second, a single in the fourth. Big base hit guy, 57 of them this spring with the Warriors. Perry's first offering, inside fastball called strike. 0-1. Shaddix on the season, getting 192 for Menlo. 8 games, 26 at-bats entering today. Perry shakes off a couple calls from Clisby, finally sits on something he likes. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a foul ball backwards towards the press box. 0-2 on Shaddix, the 9-hitter. Has hits in 2 of his last 3 games, all of which came against the Sonoma Stompers. Perry sets, bell tie. The 0-2 from the stretch. High fastball, 1-2. Not a ton of energy right now from the Crawdads, Kasey. Feels like they need a jump start here.
Absolutely. I think that could go a long way if they can get out of this inning without giving anything up.
Perry with the 1-2. Off speed, just misses outside. 2-2. In this situation, Kasey, what do you try to go back to get ahead and get the punch out?
You got to just not throw balls. I think, you know, that fastball for Perry is kind of his back pocket pitch. Wouldn't be the worst idea.
The 2-2, swing and a miss on some high cheese. Perry strands 2, and the Walnut Creek Crawdads escape the 5th without allowing any more damage. We'll head to the top of the 6th, see if they have a response. Down 3 here on the Crawdads Streaming Network.
Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network. Walnut Creek up to bat here in the top of the 6th, down 3 on the Menlo Park Legends. The 9-hitter Sam Jenkins hitting from the left side. Rising redshirt freshman. Spent his first collegiate year at Baylor.
Sam Jenkins.
He's having a pretty productive season, hitting 306 games for Walnut Creek. Hernandez, in his 6th inning of work now, fires the first pitch way outside on the breaking ball, 1-0. Jenkins, the 6'2" lefty. He's been rather productive. 2 extra base hits, 4 runs batted in this year. As he takes the 1-0 low and in. Fastball got away from Hernandez, who Kasey has been nearly perfect. Jenkins readies. Hernandez on the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball low and away. Nice deception there. It'll be 2-1 on Jenkins. Last played organized baseball before coming to Walnut Creek in high school. Senior year, hit .320, 1 home run, 19 RBIs as a senior. Stole 18 bags that year as well. The lefty from Dallas readies in the box. Hernandez is 2-1. Swing and a miss. Off speed, gets the chase. Now the 2-2 from Hernandez. Swing and a miss on the changeup away once again. Jenkins, 2 swinging strikeouts today. That turns the lineup over. Trey Johnson, the 1-hole man up.
Trey Johnson.
Johnson 0 for 2 today, 2 ground outs. 1 back to the pitcher, 1 over to second. Skyline College man gets ready in the left-handed batter's box. Trying to get something started with 1 down. Hernandez's first offering slaps just foul down the first baseline. Anderson charged it pretty well there. Johnson, the Walnut Creek native. This spring with Skyline College. 41 games, hit .331 on the season, 38 RBIs, 13 extra bases. The 0-1 from Hernandez. Skied into foul territory on the left side. And the third baseman, Bose, gets under it, makes the snag. Quickly, 2 down.
Again, it's just Hernandez keeping his pitch count low, pounding the zone, and again, I mean, they have not figured out Hernandez yet, to his credit.
No, he's been electric so far in the CCL. His first appearance for Menlo went 7 innings, 7 Ks. As Calvillo steps in and grounds one quickly over to Bose at third. The throw to first in time, and the Crawdads retired 1-2-3 once more. Led to the bottom of the 3rd. See if Menlo Park wants to extend this lead right after this.
Top of the 6th for the Crawdads, due up in the bottom of the 6th for the Legends.
Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network. 3-0 ball game for the Menlo Park Legends as they take another at-bat here in the bottom of the 6th. Cody Perry in his second inning of work for Walnut Creek after relieving Aiden White, the starter.
Shortstop, number 7, Tucker
He's
Beal.
limited the damage so far, Kasey. No runs allowed under his watch. He's had some base runners, though. Stranded them as Tucker Beal, the leadoff man, steps in. First pitch, flared foul on the first base side. Ewens at first had a chance, but petered out before he could get there.
You would think that both these teams score a lot of runs. You know, we'd see a lot today, and things can still change, but got to credit the pitching so far for both sides.
Absolutely, it has been a little bit of a pitcher's duel. Combined effort for the Crawdads. White only 1 earned run as Beal shows bunt on the 0-1. Bounces in the dirt and away from Clisby. 1-1 here, the righty-righty matchup. Beal, another Ohlone College Warrior here playing for Menlo Park. 2 seasons spent there, career .348 hitter. He slaps one to first. Ewens fields it. He'll take it himself and gets the out. Just a couple pitches there for Perry. All he needs to get the first retiree.
T.J. Schmaltzy.
And up comes T.J. Schmaltzy. He's had an interesting day. He's reached on 2 errors. Kasey flew out to right field back in the second. Stole a bag in the first as well. So he's looking for his first hit. Dangerous hitter for Menlo Park, hitting .278 entering today. The righty Perry fires to the righty Schmaltzy. Off speed, in there for a strike. Schmaltzy attends Fairfield University, spent 2 years there. Career .255 hitter. The 0-1 on the Pennsylvania native. High and away. 1-1 on the fastball. Schmaltzy is also a 3-sport athlete. Played basketball and football, as well as baseball at his local high school. The 1-1 from Perry. Deep drive into left field. Johnson going back and bounces off the wall. Schmaltzy with at least a double. He's going to turn for third. Cut off to Calvillo, not in time for a throw. A big triple for Schmaltzy to get things going here in the bottom of the 6th.
And you don't see a lot of triples in this league just because, you know, the fields aren't super big and it's just not something you typically see. But Crawdads took a while to get that ball out of the outfield, and Schmaltzy, you got to give it to him. Kept his head up and rounded the bases with ease.
And here comes a mound visit. Head coach Brent Cummings is going to go and visit Perry on the mound. And he's going to take the ball from him. That will be the end of his day. We'll see if he'll get a run hanged on his head here as Schmaltzy is aboard with 1 down in the bottom of the 6th. We'll step away for this pitching change.
James Bowes.
Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network. New pitcher for Walnut Creek, Nathan Nino, the right-hander from the University of Pacific. 2 appearances for Nino on the year, 6.00 ERA and 3 innings pitched. Struggled a bit with his command, Kasey, and he'll face the heart of the order here in the bottom of the 6th. 1 down. Schmaltzy over on third for James Bowes, the third baseman. Nino, 4 strikeouts to 3 walks and 3 hits this year for Walnut Creek. Righty looks in for the call from Clisby, shaking off offerings, finally agrees on something. And the first pitch, breaking ball outside, 1-0. Nino definitely has some velocity on the fastball, parks between 88 and 90 miles an hour. Breaking ball and a changeup mixes in as well. Here's the 1-0 from the big righty. High and in, 2-0.
And when he's been on, he's been really good for the Crawdads. It's just a consistency thing. Can he show up in these big moments?
The 2-0 from Nino. Fastball up and in. As pitching coach Justin Cheney talking to Nino out there on the mound, seeing something mechanical that he's trying to fix. Now Nino with the 3-0 pitch. Fastball inside, a 4-pitch walk. Runners on the corners with 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th for Menlo. Will Robbins, the catcher, trying to deal some damage, extend this 3-run lead here, Kasey. Princeton man steps in from the right side.
Not the worst thing there for the Crawdads to walk. A 3-hole hitter, Bowes, doubled earlier. You have the double play, ball in order now, possibly. You know the Crawdads can turn it.
Nino's first offering to Robbins. Pass ball gets away from Clisby. Schmaltzy coming home from third. He'll score. 4-0 ball game for Menlo Park. So it looks like, if I'm correct, Kasey, that one will hang on Cody Perry.
That runner will, yeah.
So Perry with at least, will finish with 1 run earned. Either way. Nino with the 1-0 to Robbins. Swing and a high foul ball on the third base side, out of play. Ewens and Jenkins gave it a shot, but they had no chance. Be 1-1 for Robbins, the Princeton man, freshman year. 12 games, 259. Fastball in there for a strike. So Nino finds first 2 strikes of his appearance so far.
And the tough thing about that wild pitch is, like Monte Vista, there's so much foul ground behind home plate. Clisby tried to make a play on it.
Nino looks back to second. And again, the 1-2 from the stretch. Check swing, foul ball. As Robbins got a piece of it, even though he didn't want to in the end. Robbins, a second-generation baseball player. His father, Doug, was a 2-time College World Series champion for Stanford. Helped the U.S. win gold at the 1988 Olympics. And here's a swing and a drive into deep left field, down for extra bases. Bowes rounds third. He'll jog into home plate on the RBI double from Will Robbins. 5-0 ball game in favor of Menlo Park.
They've been finding that left field corner so easily today.
Batter, first baseman, number 25.
Yeah, it's easier for these right-handed hitters to get it over there. There's plenty of room. And Johnson, it's a tough play for him. He's not going to have, he'd have to have superhuman speed in order to get there. These ones have been liners. Either way, Will Anderson, another Ohlone College Warrior, steps in from the left side. Still a man in scoring position with 1 down in the bottom of the 6th. Nino's first offering to Anderson, low. 1-0. Anderson, a little bit of a 2-way player at Ohlone, especially this spring. 13 appearances on the mound, 43 games as a batter, 177 at-bats. Nino steps off, forces Robbins back to second. Anderson also two-way player here for Menlo. 1 appearance on the mound, hitting .316 in 5 games. The 1-0, slapped foul backwards. It'll be 1-1. And Anderson riding a 3-game hit streak entering today. 0 for 1, strikeout and 2 walks. Trying to extend the Menlo Park lead. 1-1 from Nino, off speed. Skied into foul territory, 1-2. Hopefully the fans are staying vigilant so nobody gets hit in the head with one of these fly balls. Either way, it's 1-2. Anderson, the Gilroy native. Christopher High School graduate. Readies. Nino looks back. The 1-2 from the stretch. Breaking ball misses high. That was close, 2-2. Nino this spring, some similar struggles at the University of the Pacific. 17 appearances, he started 4 times. 1-3 with a 13.81 ERA. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball in the dirt, the back pick to second. Not in time. Now it's a full count on Anderson. Nino this spring, 24 strikeouts to 23 walks. 45 earned runs on 54 hits. Opponents batted .391 against him. Fresno native toes the rubber. The payoff. Fastball outside. So another walk for Nino. 2 aboard for Menlo Park. Quincy Villa, the man up now.
The batter, left fielder.
Villa 0 for 3, looking for his first hit today. The Falls Church, Virginia native. Spent 3 seasons at Marymount University, career .328 hitter. Nino's first offering to the righty. Fastball clips the outer third. 0-1. Villa earned himself first-team All-State honors at Lake Braddock High School in Virginia. The 0-1 fastball high and in from Nino, 1-1. Villa been pretty solid so far for Menlo Park, 8 games, .259 batting average. Nino looks back to second, and a lazy back pick. Robbins was in there safely. Escobar crashed hard, tried to get him, but Nino didn't bite. Not with any authority, at least. Now the 1-1 from the righty. Check swing, foul ball. 1-2. Nino working on the first base side of the rubber. Anderson, 10-foot lead at first. Robbins, a similar lead over at second. The 1-2 to Villa, the left fielder. Swinging a foul ball right into the Legends dugout. Look out. That could have taken someone's dome off.
Seen a lot of close foul balls today, I feel like. Guys got to stay on your toes.
Absolutely. These actual dugouts supposed to be a little bit safer, but that one was about head level for anyone who wasn't careful. Nino sets, kicks, deals the 1-2. Breaking ball grounded through the gap. Robbins being waved home. Throw from Johnson in left field, not in time. So another RBI single for the Menlo Park Legends as they take a 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Still 2 on, just 1 out.
The batter, designated hitter, number 9.
Now the designated hitter, Dane Most, up once again. 0 for 1 today, 2 walks, 1 in the second, 1 last inning in the 5th. Rising sophomore at Iowa Western. In a big spot, trying to deal damage. He's got 2 runs batted in this year. Nino's first offering to the righty. Breaking ball finds the zone, 0-1. Most in 35 games with Iowa Western. Hit .303 in 89 at-bats, 27 hits, 16 runs batted in. Nino's 0-1. Swing and a miss. Off-speed stuff gets Most to chase. Most from June 8th to June 14th. 5-game hitting streak. Hitless in his last 2 contests. Now the 0-2, swing and a miss on the fastball. Nino gets into chase. Now there are 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th.
And I think for Nino, it's a matter of setting himself in and cooling down, right? Comes in a tough spot. Kind of had to pitch around the zone. Finally gets a big punch out. Just can get one more and maybe end his day on a high note.
Here comes Deuce Filter, Santa Clara man. Anderson over at second base. Villa at first. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Nino's first offering a fastball in the inner third, strike 1. Filter, a career .300 hitter in 2 seasons of high school baseball at Palo Alto High School. Earned himself a spot at Santa Clara. The 0-1 breaking ball low, 1-1. Got his first hit of the year, double back in the second today. Since his 0 for 2. The 1-1 from Nino, high fastball, head level. Filter has to get out of the way. It's 2-1. Definitely some interesting sound effects coming from the press box today, Casey, over on the loudspeakers.
Glad we have our crowd mic. Pick him up.
Yeah, hopefully you folks at home can hear them. Nino's 2-1 from the stretch. Swing and a high foul ball into the right side. Ewens gave it chase, but it was out of play. 2-2. Nino trying to escape the 2-out, 2-on jam. Inherited a runner from Perry, then allowed 4 straight base runners of his own. Finally got his first out of the appearance against Most with that strikeout. Looking for a put away here on Filter. Here's the 2-2. Off speed, sits in the zone, strike 3 looking. Nathan Nino finally escapes, but not before Menlo puts on 3 more. The Crawdads in a 6-0 hold. As we enter the top of the 7th, we'll be right back here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network. Walnut Creek up to bat here in the top of the 7th, down by 6. It's the Menlo Park Legends. The 3-hole hitter Chris Esquivel playing second base will lead things off.
had a double back in the fourth in his first at-bat. Took over for Ryan Ellis, who got injured on that ground ball over to second in the third inning. Hernandez still in the game, seventh inning of work. Locates a curveball for a strike. First offering on Esquivel. Esquivel, the San Diego native, spent a couple seasons at St. Mary's. Now he's in the transfer portal as curveball bounces in front of him, 1-1. Esquivel entered today playing in 7 games, hitting .294 on the season, 5 hits, a double. Now his second double, thanks to today, as he takes a low breaking ball called strike, 1-2. Very pitcher-friendly strike zone today, Kasey. Righty Hernandez rocks the baby, and the 1-2. Esquivel skies this one into shallow right field. A diving play from Shaddix, but he makes the squeeze anyway. First man retired for Walnut Creek. Now the first baseman, John Ewan's up. He's 0 for 2 today.
First baseman,
He was
number
0 for 2
23,
yesterday as
John
well.
Ewan.
Hit by a pitch 3 times. So now, not a hit in 2 games. A rare occurrence after he was on a tear last week, Kasey. 8 singles, 2 home runs, 10 for 19 week. Hernandez's first offering to the lefty. Swing and fouled back. It'll be 0-1 on the Baylor man. Native of Waco, nearby. The 0-1 check swing from Ewens. I think they're going to call that a foul ball. It will be 0-2, in fact, on the foul ball.
You don't see that too often. It bounced and hit his bat.
Yeah, definitely a very rare occurrence for Ewens. Entered today hitting .414 in 7 games. The 0-2. High fastball, 1-2 on the 6'3" lefty, excuse me. Ewens, 12 total hits on the season, 13 runs batted in. Here's the 1-2. Curveball bounces in front of home plate, 2-2. Ewens, a rising redshirt sophomore. Took a redshirt in his true freshman year in 2024 due to an injury. Played in 11 games this spring in his first action for the Bears. The 2-2 from Hernandez. Swing and a base hit into shallow right field. Gets the Crawdads going here with 1 down in the top of the 7th. Ewens breaks the 1-game hitless streak.
Number 27.
And now Brandon Clisby, the catcher, up to bat. Clisby entering today on a 4-game hit streak. He's had 2 hits in every game he's appeared in for Walnut Creek. Good for a .444 average and 18 at-bats. Hitless today, trying to get aboard here. Takes first offering from Hernandez, high and away. Clisby struck out in the 2nd, then grounded to 3rd in the 5th. Working with Ewens aboard over at first. 1-0 offering from Hernandez from the stretch. Fastball high and in. Clisby has to duck out of the way. 2-0. Kasey, it seems like Hernandez hasn't been nearly as effective when he's working in the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have that cradle he can work with necessarily.
2-0 from the stretch. Clisby started his motion, but takes a strike upstairs. 2-1.
Still very effective, though. Gave up that hit from the windup.
2-1 to Clisby. Swing and a foul tip backwards. 2-2 on the Alamo, California native. Clisby graduated at Monte Vista High School, where the Crawdads play their home games, was sensational there. League Offensive Player of the Year as a senior. 27 games, .455. 33 runs batted in. Ewens is going to go on the early steal as Clisby strikes out swinging on the high cheese. Runner in scoring position for Riley Leininger, the left-handed third baseman. 2 down in the top of the 7th.
Number 11, Riley Leininger.
So Ewens with another stolen base. That's his 4th on the year.
That was impressive because you could hear everyone saying step off to Hernandez, and he didn't listen, fired a pitch in anyways, and Ewens made it before the pitch was even thrown.
First offering to the lefty, Leininger. Fastball on the lower third. Leininger shakes it off, doesn't agree with the call. 0-1 on the Georgetown, Texas native. Redshirted his freshman year at Oklahoma this spring. The 0-1 from Hernandez. Fastball misses upstairs. 1-1. Leininger this season, 8 games, hitting .233. Start of the year, 3 hits in the first game. That was against Alameda as he takes the 1-1 outside. Followed that one up with a 4-game stretch where he had hits in 3 of them, 2 of which he had 2 or more. Hernandez looks in. Robbins gets the sign. 2-1 to the big lefty. Fastball high, 3-1. Casey, do you think Leininger has a green light here?
I mean, you're losing the game, and a walk isn't going to help you that much, so I'd say so.
Leininger has yet to tap into his power. No extra base hits with the Crawdads so far, only singles. Here's the 3-1, swing and a foul tip backwards. Leininger able to get a piece of it. So now it's a full count. And things looking increasingly desperate here for Walnut Creek, Casey, down by 6 in the top of the 7th. Got a 7-game win streak going, in jeopardy of breaking that here. Hernandez looks to Ewens at second, and the payoff. Ball 4 outside. Disciplined at bat from Leininger. Works the walk and brings up Joe Coupland, the designated hitter from the right side.
Batter, designated hitter, number 7.
Coupland,
Joe
1 for 2 today.
Coupland.
Had a single in the 5th, strikeout in the 3rd, looking. Prior to today's game, appeared in 4 games, hitting .250 in 8 at-bats. 2 hits, including a home run. So 2 men aboard, first and second, 2 down in the top of the 7th. Coupland got a big spot here, try to cut the deficit. Got a no back picks call from head coach Brent Cummings of the Crawdads, telling his base runners to be cautious as Coupland takes the first offering inside, 1-0.
And I mean, this is potentially a big inning for the Crawdads to try to just cut the lead in half, potentially.
Base hit likely scores 2 with Ewens and Leininger, plenty of speed. The 1-0 from Hernandez. Fastball high and outside. 2-0 on Coupland.
And I mean, we saw on defense, you know, the Crawdads, good defensive team, but the CCL as a whole, not really touted for it. So, you know, guys from first can come around, even on weaker contact.
The 2-0. Swing and a foul ball towards the right side, well in the air, out of play. 2-1 on the righty Coupland. Rising sophomore, spent the spring at Chabot College. 38 games, he hit .265. 31 hits, 31 RBIs, 17 extra bases. 2-1 from Hernandez, belted into left center. And Villa coming on, did he make the squeeze? No, he did not. So Ewens will score from second, Leininger into third, and Joe Coupland with an RBI double. Finally breaks the goose egg on the board for Walnut Creek. It's a 6-1 ball game. 2 runners in scoring position in the top of the 7th, 2 down. Casey Levitt-McGee trying to cut the deficit even further for the Dads. Levitt-McGee 0 for 2, a strikeout, a pop out to shortstop. Lefty steps in against the righty Hernandez. Continue to work from the stretch, Casey. Let's see if that continues to eat at his effectiveness.
And I wonder if this is potentially the last we see of Hernandez. See if the Legends turn the bullpen after this out.
Probably. First pitch, Levitt McGee belted into left field again. Villa under it, makes the squeeze. Good contact, tough location. So the Crawdads eventually go down. They strand 2, but not before they add 1 to the board. Led to the bottom of the 7th. See if they can hold it here at 6-1. We'll be right back on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network. Walnut Creek down 6-1 here against the Menlo Park Legends in the bottom of the 7th. Legends up to bat, leading off Gavin Shaddix, the right fielder, in the 9th. So 9-1-2 up next. Shaddix, a productive day, 1 for 2, walk, a single, and a strikeout. Nathan Nino entering his first full inning of work. First pitch high and away on Shaddix, the righty, 1-0. Shaddix laces one on the ground over to Esquivel at second. The throw to first in time.
Back to the top lineup. Shortstop, number 7.
Lineup turns over. The shortstop Tucker Beal up now. Beal looking for his first base hit of the day. It's 0 for 4. Struck out in the first, flew out to left with an RBI in the second. Reach on a fielder's choice in the 4th, and grounded out in the 6th as he takes the first offering from Nino, outer third strike. Good fastball from the Pacific Tiger. Now the 0-1 inside breaking ball, 1-1.
I think Nino's a guy, you give him his own blank canvas like an inning like this, and he'll settle in.
The 1-1 from Nino. Breaking ball grounded to third. Leininger fields the throw to Ewens at first in time. 2 quick outs for Walnut Creek. Casey, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like Nino with a bit of a shorter windup and delivery in this inning.
Yeah, I think I'd agree there. I've definitely seen that. Just feels like you give him that opportunity to start things on his own, not in a jam. And certainly he'll want to improve coming in a jam and performing. But again, it's been quick work so far.
Now here comes head coach Brant Cummings for Walnut Creek. Gotta wonder if this is a conference or if Nino's day is done. And it looks to be the latter, as Cummings will snag the ball. And we'll get a call to the bullpen. The lefty Braden Barnes entering the game for Walnut Creek while he warms up. We'll step away here on the Crawdads Streaming Network.
Center fielder, number 30.
Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network here in the bottom of the 7th. Pitching change from Nathan Nino brings in Braden Barnes, the lefty, formerly of Arizona State. He'll face TJ Schmaltzy, center fielder for Menlo Park. Barnes, first offering heater upstairs, fouled off down the right side. Barnes was a Sun Devil, now in the transfer portal. Seen action in 3 games for Walnut Creek this summer, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk, 5 hits. Another heater on the 0-1 inside, 1-1. Does have a 5.06 ERA, Kasey, after an appearance against the Seagulls of San Francisco. Inning and a third, allowed 3 runs. 1-1 outside, 2-1. Schmaltzy, a productive day, had the triple in the 6th to get things going. Otherwise 0 for 3. Does have a stolen bag as the 2-1 fouled off backwards. 2-2 on the righty from Fairfield University. The righty steps in. Barnes gets the call from Clisby. Kicks and deals the 2-2. Fastball inside, loads the count, 3-2. Schmaltzy entered today, hitting .278 on the year in 5 games. The payoff from Barnes. Fastball called strike on the upper third. That'll do it for Menlo Park in the bottom of the 7th. We'll head to the top of the 8th, see if the Crawdads can cut the 5-run deficit. Right.
Off in the top of the 8th inning for the Crawdads, Jenkins.
Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network. Top of the 8th, Walnut Creek up to bat once more, down by 5 to the Menlo Park Legends. Sam Jenkins will lead off. The 9-1-2 for Walnut Creek. New pitcher relieving Ray Hernandez is Thomas Egbert, a rising freshman right-hander. Local guy, Hillsboro native. His first pitch to the lefty. Breaking ball sits in the zone for a strike. Egbert, an interesting case, graduated in 2024 from Junipero Cerro High School, but he had Tommy John towards the end of his high school career, so he spent this spring at IMG Academy, despite committing to UPenn, where he will head in the fall. The 0-1 fastball low. 1-1 to Jenkins.
who's hitless today, 2 strikeouts swinging. Jenkins hitting .300 entering today in 6 games, trying to get his first one today. 1-1 from Egbert. Inside fastball, 2-1. Egbert this year with Menlo Park, 2.45 ERA in 2 games. Does have a loss to his name. 2-1 fastball inside on Jenkins, 3-1. Egbert, in those 2 appearances, he's gone 3 2/3 innings, 8 strikeouts to 4 walks. He's not surrendered a hit this year. The 3-1 to Jenkins. Check swing. Ball 4 inside on the fastball. So Jenkins with a leadoff walk.
Back to the top of the lineup.
His
Left
5th
fielder,
base
number
on balls
16,
on the season.
Trey
Brings up
Johnson.
the top of the order, Trey Johnson. Also hitless today. 2 groundouts and a pop out. Lefty Johnson, the rising sophomore at Skyline College, steps in. Egbert from the first base side of the rubber, kicks and deals. Fastball low. In the dirt, 1-0 on Johnson.
And at this point in the game, if you're Menlo, you can't be wasting pitches. I mean, I know it's only a 5-run deficit, but 5 runs in the CCL is nothing.
2 innings to go. The Crawdads trying to work back from this 5-run deficit. Top of the 8th here, no one out. Jenkins with a healthy lead at first. The 1-0 fastball outside, 2-0 on Johnson. Johnson 1 for his last 11 in the Slow Blues series for Walnut Creek. Prior to that was red hot, had a hit in every game for Walnut Creek. 6-game hit streak. That was ended as a 2-1, or 2-0, excuse me, clips the lower third. 2-1 now on Johnson. Walnut Creek native spent majority of his life attending Crawdads games. His dad is a good friend of head coach Brant Cummings. The 2-1 to Johnson. Inside fastball finds the zone, 2-2. Egbert leans in, gets the call from Robbins. Sets chest high. And the 2-2 from the stretch. Swing and a chopper foul on the first base side. Johnson stays alive. Johnson, total stats on the year for Walnut Creek, 7 games, hitting .282 in 39 at-bats, 11 hits. Only one of them for extra bases, a double. The 2-2 to Johnson, breaking ball way away in the right-handed batter's box, full count. Big spot for Johnson, no one out. Plenty of room down the right field line. Egbert's payoff. Ground ball through the gap past the first baseman, Anderson, a diving attempt. Jenkins will take off, round second into third. Runners on the corners with no one out for Walnut Creek.
Held my breath there for a moment. Thought that might have been a double play ball, but just got it right through first and second. And Trey Johnson does a really good job of that usually, putting balls where the defense has a tough spot getting it.
Marvelous piece of batting there for Johnson. Brings up Cam Calvillo, the shortstop today for Walnut Creek. Made his Crawdads debut yesterday. In his 4th season now with the Dads. Had a hit in 3 at-bats, which was an RBI double. Now he's got runners on the corners here, no one out in the top of the 8th. Egbert deals a fastball on the first pitch, high and away. Calvillo has bounced around a couple colleges, spent this spring at Cal State Northridge, where in 38 games he hit .304, 34 hits, 18 runs batted in. Egbert kicks and deals the 1-0. Fastball finds the outer third. Calvillo shaking his head, doesn't agree with it. Either way, it's 1-1 on the Castro Valley native. Calvillo spent 2 seasons, 2022 and 2023, at Loney College.
then transferred to Gonzaga. Didn't play there in 2024. Finally found a home at CSUN. The 1-1 to the righty. Breaking ball in the dirt. 2-1. Calvillo last summer with Walnut Creek, 35 games, hit .341, 45 hits, 26 runs batted in. Longest tenured Crawdad swings and fouls the 2-1 back. 2-2 count as Calvillo battles here. It's 0 for 3 today, 2 groundouts and a strikeout. Looking for his second hit of the year, first of the game. Jenkins playing it close at third. Johnson, on the other hand, a healthy lead at first. 2-2 from Egbert. High fastball. Calvillo lays off. Count loads full.
Back-to-back full counts. Egbert, like we mentioned, is kind of wasting a lot of pitches, even with the lead.
Egbert seeing some of his first batters, all things considered, against collegiate competition. His third appearance now for Menlo. The payoff from Egbert. Breaking ball grounded just foul down the third baseline. Calvillo nearly had one there.
That could have scored in both runners easily. That one sitting right on the line.
So they'll do the 3-2 dance once more. Calvillo, the rising junior's got one more year of college ball left, which he will play at Northridge with the Matadors. The payoff from Egbert, check swing, foul ball. That was a high fastball. Calvillo able to stay alive. Knew he shouldn't have went.
Good job to protect, though, nonetheless, because you never know with this umpire where it could have been called.
Indeed, it has been a very pitcher-friendly strike zone today. Egbert gets the call. The 3-2. Ball 4 on a low fastball. Loads the bases with no one out for Chris Esquivel. Esquivel 1 for 2 today. Had a double that just missed deep center field as a home run back in the 4th, then flew out to right field in the 7th. Massive spot here as we're going to get a mound visit for Menlo. Might be it for Egbert. Could just be a conference.
No sign of the ball getting taken away from him yet.
Looks like they'll give him at least one more batter here. Could be advantageous for Walnut Creek. Or perhaps not. And here's the call to the bullpen as they gave their man a little more time. So we'll step away here in the top of the 8th. Bases juiced for Walnut Creek, down by 5. No one out. We'll return after the pitching change here on the Crawdads Streaming Network.
Again, the batter.
Welcome back to the
Second
Crawdads
baseman,
streaming
right,
network. Following the
Chris
pitching change, it's
Escobar.
Sam Young, the righty from the University of Richmond. Face the heart of the Crawdads order with the bases loaded here in the top of the 8th. Chris Escobar, second baseman, is up. Escobar 1 for 2 today, a double in the 4th, fly out in the 7th. He'll face Young, who's made 3 appearances for Menlo so far. The righty working from the first base side of the rubber. Kicks and deals the first offering. Fastball in there for a strike.
Escobar nearly had a home run for the Crawdads' first hit of the game back in the 4th. I mean, if he could tap into that power here.
Him or maybe John Ewan's looming on deck. Somebody. Crawdads need a hit. The 0-1 to Escobar. Fastball off the plate. First ball of the at-bat. Young in those 3 appearances for Menlo. 1 loss, 27 ERA in an inning and a 3rd pitched. 4 walks, 3 hits, 1 strikeout. 1-1 to Escobar. Breaking ball drops outside of the zone in the dirt. 2-1. Young, a native of San Mateo nearby, attended Crystal Springs Uplands High School. Played 4 years of varsity baseball there. As he kicks and delivers the 2-1. And it plunks Escobar on the back. Hit by pitch. Drives a runner in. So now it's a 6-2 ball game in favor of the Legends. Still no one out as the cleanup man, John Ewens, steps into the left-handed batter's box. No one out in the top of the 8th.
The batter, first baseman, number 23.
So Jenkins
John
walked,
Ewens.
and now he comes home following the hit by pitch. Johnson singled, then Calvillo walked to load the bags. Now the hit by pitch RBI for Escobar. Ewens, the 6'3" first baseman for Walnut Creek Reddies. And Young delivers a fastball low and away. 1-0 on Ewens. 13 runs batted in. He's been the most productive hitter for Walnut Creek in terms of runs. 12 hits on the year. 10 singles, a double, and 2 home runs as Ewens takes a fastball low. 2-0. Young gets the call from Robbins. Sets bell tie. The 2-0 from the stretch. Fastball outside, ball 3. Casey, do you think Ewens holds the bat here on a 3-0 count?
I think so.
Young has not thrown a strike yet in this at-bat. Here's a 3-0. There's a get-me-over fastball down the middle. Banked on Ewens not swinging, and he guessed correctly. So now it's 3-1. Do you think he's got the green light here? Does he hold the bat again?
If he gets another fastball in that area, why not swing?
Fastballs seem to be Ewens' favorite. Here's the 3-1 from Young. Fastball low and away. Walks Ewens, and that's another RBI for the big lefty from Waco, Texas. His 14th on the year. And now it's a 6-3 ball game. Walnut Creek still no one out in the top of the 8th. Bases loaded. Brandon Clisby, the catcher, due up. And we're going to get another call to the bullpen for Menlo Park. So as that happens, we'll take a quick break here in the top of the 8th. We'll be right back on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network. We're going to get a pinch hitter for Brandon Clisby. It's Joey Donnelly, another veteran Crawdad who has been electric.
Number 4, Joey
New pitcher is
Donnelly.
Will Marlin for the Legends. Donnelly hitting .522 on the season. Marlin, 2 appearances, 3.0 ERA in 3 innings pitched. 2 walks, 3 hits, no strikeouts. Righty sidearmer's first delivery outside on Donnelly, the lefty. Donnelly leading the Crawdads in average, 4 runs batted in, 12 hits in 7 games. As he takes a fastball on the upper third for a strike, 1-1. So pitching change, now the pinch hit. Donnelly working with the bases loaded here in the top of the 8th, no one out. Marlin gets the call from Robbins, kicks and delivers sidearm. Donnelly, a drive into deep left center. Schmalzi going back, runners will tag. Calvillo will score from third. And Esquivel will move over to third base from second. Ewens holds at first base. So it's a fly-out RBI for Joey Donnelly, but it's a 4-6 ball game. Walnut Creek now trailing by just 2 as Riley Leininger, another lefty, steps in. Runners on the corners, 1 down in the top of the 8th. Crawdads, a desperate attempt to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat here, Kasey. Leininger 0 for 1 today. 2 walks as he grounds a base hit towards first base. Esquivel scores easily. Ewens over to third. An RBI single for Riley Leininger. And now the Crawdads down by just 1 as designated hitter Joe Coupland will step in.
Everything has gone south for the Legends ever since Ray Hernandez left the game.
Batter designated hitter
He was
number 7,
absolutely electric,
Joe
Kasey, and then
Coupland.
since then, Egbert, Young, and Marlin struggling on the bump. Coupland 2 for 3 today. RBI double in the 7th, a single in the 5th, strikeout looking in the 3rd. Runners on the corners. 1 out, the top of the 8th. 5-6 ball game for Walnut Creek. Marlin's sidearm delivery, high and away fastball. Coupland, the Chabot College man, has got his work cut out for him here. It's tough for a righty to be facing such a wacky delivery. The 1-0 bounces in front of home plate. Ball 2 on Coupland. Coupland, the Danville native. 2-way player at Chabot, 2-way player here for Walnut Creek. He's got an appearance on the mound. Hitting .250 entering today. That average already up thanks to 2 hits. 2-0 fastball high. 3-0 on Coupland. Marlin struggling with his command.
Same could be said, again, for every pitcher after Hernandez, just not being able to find the zone consistently and wasting pitches.
Marlin checks over to first. Leininger, healthy lead. The 3-0 swing and a foul tip backwards. Coupland able to catch a piece of it. Now in this 3-1 count, Kasey probably has the go-ahead once more.
I'd assume so. You know, in this spot, big for Coupland, a guy we know who can get barrel to ball.
Base hit scores Ewens at least and ties the game. That's all you need here. The 3-1. Ball 4 on a high away fastball. Bases are loaded again as the lefty Casey Levitt-McGee gets a crack at it. And now Kasey, Walnut Creek in danger of batting around here on the Legends. Sam Jenkins led things off, and he will be on deck. Levitt-McGee, the Laney College man, 2 spectacular seasons over there. This spring in 43 games, hit .385, 62 hits, 36 runs batted in, 22 extra bases.
And he gets plunked immediately by Marlin to tie the ball game. Base is still loaded for Sam Jenkins in his second at-bat here in the 8th inning. 1 down.
6 unanswered runs for the Crawdads. They're trailing by 6. And again, I said it earlier, a deficit 5 or 6 runs in the CCL is literally nothing, all things considered.
Here's another mound visit for Menlo Park. As it looks like Will Marlin is officially done. So with this next mound visit coming up, we'll step away again here in the top of the 8th. We'll be right back on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Welcome back to the top of the 8th inning here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads Streaming Network. The Dads tie ball game here, 6 apiece against the Menlo Park Legends. They've got the bases loaded, only 1 out. New pitcher for Menlo Park is formerly the designated hitter, or first baseman Will Anderson. Designated hitter Dane Most will take over at first, or excuse me, Will Robbins goes to first, and Blake Cohens, who is previously not in the game, enters as catcher. Either way, it's Sam Jenkins who led off this inning with a walk up to bat for Walnut Creek. Anderson has got 1 appearance, went 2/3 of an inning, had a strikeout and a hit for Menlo. That was June 10th against the Merchants. His first pitch to Jenkins, outside off-speed pitch, 1-0. Jenkins 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts and a walk as the 1-0 finds the zone. The lefty Anderson has got 2 lefties up next. Jenkins right here, then Johnson after him. So finally, the Legends go to a lefty after 4 straight righties. The 1-1 breaking ball in the right-handed batter's box. 2-1 on Jenkins. 4 runs batted in for the 6'2" Baylor man. The 2-1 fastball clips the outer third. 2-2 on the redshirt freshman from Dallas. Jenkins entered today hitting .300 on the year, 6 hits in 20 at-bats, 4 runs batted in. The 2-2 from Anderson. Fastball misses outside, full count on Jenkins. Another full count, Casey, in this inning, which has gone on forever. Anderson looks in, gets the call from Cohens. Kicks and deals from the stretch, swing and a miss. Gets Jenkins to bite. 2 down, bases loaded. In the top of the 8th, Trey Johnson flips the lineup over. And now he's got a chance to be the hero and give Walnut Creek the lead.
16, Trey Johnson.
Huge spot for Johnson, just knowing the Crawdads have all the momentum. No reason to not build on it here.
Johnson, top 3 in the Crawdads in RBIs with 10 of them this year as he waves at the first offering, 0-1. Leininger, Coupland, Levitt, McGee, the men on from 3rd to 1st. 0-1 from Anderson, swing and a miss. Johnson chases some high cheese. Fastball up and in, 0-2 count for the Skyline College man. Anderson's 0-2 to the lefty. Breaking ball slapped over to first. Robbins fields it and he'll take it himself. So finally, Menlo Park escapes, but not before Walnut Creek ties up the ball game. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th, see if Menlo Park can retake the lead right here on the Walnut Creek Streaming Network. Welcome back to the Walnut Creek Crawdads Streaming Network. It's a tie game, 6 apiece between the Crawdads and the Menlo Park Legends here in the bottom of the 8th. Legends up to bat. James Bowes, the 3rd baseman, will lead off. They'll face the very tough Braden Barnes, entering his first full inning of work. Got the final out of the 7th. Strikeout on TJ Schmaltzy.
Now playing right field. Now casting and batting ninth, number 24, George Zaharias. Leading off the bottom of the 8th inning for the Legends, 3rd baseman, number 77, James Bowes.
Changes for Walnut Creek. Donnelly in right instead of Jenkins, and Zach Justice in the game behind the dish. Barnes first offering to Bowes. High fastball misses. 1-0. Bowes, the loyal Marymount man, spent his freshman year there. Swings and high pop-up in the infield. Esquivel under it, calls for it, and makes the first out with the bottom of the 8th. That'll be Will Robbins, the former catcher today, now moves to first base
Will Robbins.
after Anderson took the mound. Robbins, the Princeton man, productive today. As a walk, a strikeout, single and a double, as he takes first offering from Barnes low, ball 1. And the 0-1 from Barnes. Swing and a miss on the off-speed stuff. 0-2 quickly. The former Sun Devil looking sharp right now, Casey, as he gets the call from Justice. Lefty kicks and deals. Here's a high fly ball into shallow center field. McGee under it and puts it away. Too quick out for Barnes, exactly what the doctor ordered for Walnut Creek. Just got to try and get out of this one.
And the Legends have been way under it. They hit it straight up in the air, and see Barnes, as soon as that ball was hit, he knew it was going to get caught. Just stepped off and collected himself.
Now here's Will Anderson, now the pitcher. Started at first base today, 3 walks and a strikeout, so he's 0 for 1. Facing the lefty Barnes. First offering, fastball up in the zone, swing and fouled back. Barnes working from the first base side of the rubber. Lefty Anderson backwards in the box. Lefty kicks and deals, breaking ball, sits in the zone.
A correction to an earlier change. Number 26, Zach Justice is now catching and batting ninth.
It was a beautiful slider there from Barnes, able to clip the lower third. So now it's 0-2. Barnes looking to get out of the inning. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. Barnes puts down the Legends 1-2-3, and now the Crawdads with a chance to continue what they started last inning and take the lead. We'll be right back here on the Crawdads Streaming Network for the top of the ninth. Welcome back to the top of the ninth here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads Streaming Network. We're tied between the Crawdads and the Menlo Park Legends, 6 apiece. Shortstop Cam Calvillo up to bat. 0 for 3 today. 2 groundouts, a strikeout, and a walk. He'll face Will Anderson, the lefty, who recorded the final 2 outs back in the 8th. First offering to Calvillo, off speed, sits in the zone. 0-1. Calvillo went 1 for 3 yesterday in his 2025 debut. Now the 0-1, he slaps one into shallow right field. What a play from Shaddix, coming up, charges it to his left. Lays out for the grab, 1 down.
Shaddix has been huge in this game. Didn't play yesterday. It's been big at the bottom of the lineup, getting on base twice, making plays like that, potentially game-saving.
Here comes Chris Esquivel for Walnut Creek. Was hit by a pitch to drive in a run last inning. So 1 for 2 on the day with a double. First offering from the lefty Anderson. Curveball in the dirt, 1-0. Esquivel 2 seasons at St. Mary's College. Now he's in the portal as he takes a fastball upstairs, called strike, 1-1. Right-handed San Diego native readies. Anderson sets, kicks and deals. Swinging a ground ball over to short. Tough field for Beal. He bobbles it, and the throw not in time. Esquivel reaches safely. So that one be a question as to whether or not it's an error or a hit. Either way, Esquivel's aboard.
I'd maybe go error there.
I tend to
glove.
agree. Either way, John Ewens, the left-handed first baseman, is up. Has a single and a walk today, plus a ground out and a fly out. Walked in a run last inning. Now he's got 1 aboard, 1 down at the top of the 9th. First offering to Ewens. Off speed on the outer third, called strike, 0-1. Ewens, every time he's had a hit in the game, it's been a multi-hit game. Esquivel taking off for second as the 0-1 misses. Esquivel successfully steals second, so that takes away the double play opportunity on a ground ball. Moves him into scoring position for Ewens, who's had no problem sending runners home. 14 runs batted in for him on the year. Lefty Donnelly up next. The 1-1 from Anderson. Ewens swings at a high curveball. It bounces in front of second base. Filter fields, and the throw to first base, not in time. Ewens reaches safely. Runners on the corners for Donnelly.
This comeback has been so impressive for the Crawdads, but how they've been able to do it, not having to rely on the long ball, taking what they can get in situations just like that. Now they're in a prime position for even more.
Absolutely. Here comes Joey Donnelly. Past 2 games, he's got 3 runs batted in. 4 of them on the year, hitting .522. Flew out to right field to drive a runner in the 8th in that pinch hit for Clisby. Takes the first offering from the lefty Anderson on the outer third. Strike 1. Definitely one of the guys you want up here, Kasey. 3rd-year Crawdad. 2023 hit 300, led the CCL in steals as he takes the 0-1 outside. 1-0 on the Alamo native. Donnelly, a utility man at Cal Berkeley. Spent 4 years there. Now he's in the grad portal. Pick off to first. Ewens steps back safely.
And without the speed the Crawdads have, we wouldn't have runners on the corners to present to us.
No, huge stolen bag from Esquivel there.
And beating out just the infield hits, or contact rather.
That's a great point, Kasey. I didn't even think of that. The 1-2, Donnelly fouls this one back behind the screen, right over towards us. And bounces on the hill behind us. It's 1-2. Donnelly, a 2-sport athlete back in high school at De La Salle. Played basketball and baseball. San Francisco Chronicle All-Metro 2nd-team outfielder in his senior year. The 1-2 from Anderson. Slapped foul on the first base side. Donnelly stays alive.
He wanted that. He was way out in front of it. Pulled it the right side, but his eyes lit up, you could tell, right as soon as he saw that hanging curveball.
Yep. It's out in front of the hanging curveball. One of the cardinal sins of baseball. You sit on curveballs. Donnelly will try again now on the 1-2. Anderson sets, kicks and delivers from the stretch. Slapper over to second. Filter fields, not before Esquivel comes across home. So a sacrifice ground out for Joey Donnelly. And for the first time today, Walnut Creek with the lead, 7-6 in the top of the 9th.
7 unanswered runs. That is unthinkable. Seeing what the Crawdads were at early on in this game, no offense and whole new ball game.
Riley Leininger up. Ewens over at second, 2 down in the top of the 9th, trying to extend the lead now. First pitch from Anderson, outside fastball. 1-0. Leininger had an RBI single in the 8th, part of that scoring party. 2 walks today as well. 1 for 2 with a ground out. The 1-0 sits on the lower third, 1-1. A lot of low strike calls on Leininger that have been about knee level, perhaps a little lower. The 1-1. Off-speed pitch sits in the zone, 1-2 now. Georgetown native steps in, 2-time district MVP there. Texas All-Region first-team selection his senior year as well. The 1-2 to Leininger. Fastball outside, 2-2. Big spot here for the Crawdads as they try to extend this newfound lead. Anderson looks back to second, kicks and delivers a 2-2. High fastball and the count is full. Leininger, such a patient hitter, Kasey. Crucial pitch coming here. The payoff from Anderson. Breaking ball in the dirt, walks Leininger. That's his 3rd walk of the day. A great day, 4 times on base for him. And it brings up the catcher, playing designated hitter today, Joe Coupland. He's
Joe
2 for 3,
Copeland.
single, an RBI double, a walk, and a strikeout. 2 aboard in the top of the 9th, 2 down for Copeland. He's got 6 hits on the year, 2 of them for extra bases now, as he takes the first offering from Anderson outside. Righty on lefty matchup here in favor of the Crawdads. Anderson sets the 1-0 from the stretch. Fastball on the lower third goes for a strike. 1-1 to Copeland. Levitt McGee, the 8-hitter, on deck should Copeland get aboard. Here's the 1-1. Swing and fouled back into the seats towards the first base side. 1-2 as the sun begins to set here. That's the College of San Mateo. East Bay foothills in the backdrop of right field. Trees in the mountainside in center and left. Lefty Anderson's 1-2 to Copeland. Fastball in the left-handed batter's box. 2-2. Two on, 2 out. 2-2 count for Copeland. Anderson kicks and delivers, swing and a miss. Gets Copeland to bite. Crawdads go down, but not before they take the lead. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th, see if Braden Barnes has a close in his bones. Walnut Creek Streaming Network. Welcome back to the top of the 9th here on the Crawdad Streaming Network. Walnut Creek up 7-6 on the Menlo Park Legends. Legends up to bat. Backs against the wall, leading off Quincy Villa, the left fielder. Productive day for him. 1 for 4 with an RBI single in the 6th. He'll try to lead things off. Good speed. Marymount University man, career .328 hitter. First pitch from Barnes in there for a strike on the outer third. Barnes, his 3rd inning of work now. Trying to get the 2nd full as he bounces a slider in the dirt. 1-1. Barnes entered in the bottom of the 7th, got the last out there. Then sent all 3 batters he faced down in the 8th, trying to do the same here. 1-1 pitch, grounded over to short. Calvillo fields the throw to Ewens at first. Not in time. Infield single for Villa. Tying run is aboard, Casey.
That was an incredible effort from Calvillo. Throwing on the run across his body, but got to give it to Villa, who has speed, legging that one out. And I wonder if we'll see him on the move, a guy who can, really use his legs. 11 steals for him on the year.
Absolutely, definitely a guy with some speed. Here's Blake Cohens in place of Dane Most, who was subbed out following the substitution that brought Anderson to the mound. Pickoff Barnes goes to first, not in time. Cohen's a catcher at the University of Chicago, Illinois. Here's a pickoff, and now Villa in a pickle. Calvillo gets it. Barnes has it. The tag is in. Or not. No, Barnes missed it. Now Villa looks like he's in some pain off the slide. Kasey, the Crawdads have been great at pickles when they've gotten these pickoff situations. That's the first one they've not recorded an out in.
And they should have. It ball popped out of Barnes' glove. He got the tag on him, but the ball popped out. So Villa is safe, and Villa was caught lacking on the base pass, just standing there on the pickoff, and it's a lefty pickoff as well at that.
Barnes first offering, fastball in there for a strike on Cohen's. Here's a back pick from Barnes. Villa in there safely. Cohen spent this spring at the University of Illinois Chicago, hit .265 in 14 games, and he rips one over to right field, down for a base hit. Donnelly couldn't get there as it was well shallow. 2 straight singles. Brings up Deuce Filter, the second baseman. Barnes in trouble. 2 aboard.
Batter, second baseman.
Crawdads trying to protect this 1-run lead. Legends trying to walk it off. Filter got his first hit of the season, as we're going to get a mound visit here. Pitching coach for Walnut Creek, Dustin Cheney, is going to go and talk to Barnes. Tough to see if there's any action in the bullpen from our vantage point. And it looks like the report is no.
There is someone with a football in the bullpen, but can't identify who that is or if there's any throwing going on with a baseball.
Interesting. The eye test yields a negative result here. So it looks like this is Barnes' inning to get out of. No one out, 2 on in the bottom of the 9th. Menlo, the winning run at first. Villa's got really good speed over at second. Cohen's decent speed at first. A base hit ties the game, potentially wins it. So Barnes certainly with some pressure here as Filter steps in.
For the Legends, number 4, Charlie Declan running at
And
first
now
base.
there's going to be a pinch runner for Cohen's. Charlie Declan, guy with a lot more
The
speed
batter,
over there.
second baseman number 34, Deuce Filter.
The righty Filter steps in the box, readies against the big lefty Barnes. The Sun Devil delivers, and a bunt was in the air. Justice dove for it, nearly had the out. Instead, it'll be strike 1. That would have been a big break, Kasey. But alas, it's a harmless strike at this point. Barnes steps off, motioned over to second. Was going to look at Villa, didn't throw the pick off.
I have to wonder if all the traffic is distracting Barnes. He stepped off a few times.
You do have to wonder. Russell shows bunt, goes right back to Barnes. The throw to third, not in time. Had a guaranteed force out at first. Villa with a healthy lead.
The batter, right fielder.
So now with the bases loaded, Gavin Shaddix, the right fielder, is up. Crawdads got the lead back, 7 unanswered runs. It looks like there might be an answer here for the Legends in the bottom of the 9th. Bases juiced, no one out. The lefty's first offering, swing and a miss on the fastball. Shaddix
right
behind.
I was going to say, blew it right by him, turned his head a bit.
It's exactly what you need on a recovery pitch. Barnes has to be perfect here. The 0-1 tries to blow another fastball by him. Flare out to left. Trey Johnson fields it, throws over to Leininger at third. A heater holds all the runners.
And sorry, go ahead.
Big defense
Please continue, Kasey.
I was going to say, if Villa went, he would have been out by a mile, I think. I mean, that throw from Johnson got cut off by Barnes, but
Back to the top of the lineup,
well in
shortstop.
time.
Number 7,
Top of the lineup, Tucker Beal, the
Beal.
shortstop, is up now. Same spot. Bases juiced, 1 down in the bottom of the 9th. Gonna get a timeout here as the Legends want to talk to all their base runners. The outfield arms are definitely good, Kasey, for Walnut Creek. Johnson, like you just showcased, you don't want to throw if it's shallow enough for him. Levitt McGee and Donnelly the same way. They've got some big arms out there.
I also wanted to bring up, I mean, there's a chance we go to extra innings. I don't think there's stadium lights here.
There are not.
There's a chance they would have to call the game.
You're very right, Kasey. No stadium lights. Sun is nearly set. Working on just some natural light here.
That's if we get to the 10th.
That is an if, but the Legends are knocking here. The righty Beal will step in. Barnes has been flawless up until this inning. Saw 4 batters, put them all down. Then allowed 2 singles to start off this inning. First pitch from Barnes, high fastball away. 1-0 on Beal. The Ohlone College man, in 4 at-bats entering today, hitting .500, 2 singles. 1-0 from Barnes, swing and a miss on a fastball upstairs. He continues to go back to the heater, Kasey. Haven't seen anything else yet.
He's got some real gas on it, blowing right by some of these guys.
Barnes looks in for the call, gets it from Justice. 1-1 from the stretch, fastball inside a hair. 2-1 on Beal. Sage Creek High School graduate. He's got a big chance here. Barnes kicks and delivers the 2-1. Swing and a miss on the fastball again. 2-2 count on Beal. Base is still loaded in the bottom of the 9th. 1 down. The Legends with an opportunity to tie, if not win the game on a walk-off. Down by just 1. The 2-2 from Barnes. Swing and a miss on the fastball again. It's at least 3 straight fastballs for Braden Barnes. Gets the job done there against Beal. Now the Legends down to their final out. TJ Schmaltzy playing center field. Productive day, had a triple back in the 3rd. Reached on an error in the 4th. That was his second extra base hit, excuse me. Also has a home run on the year in 5 games. .278 average. The righty steps in. Barnes kicks and delivers. Fastball, blows it by him, 0-1.
Barnes does not have to overthink it. I mean, the fastball is just way ahead of all these hitters.
It's just magic stuff right now from Barnes. Sets chest high. Short kick deals another fastball, but it misses the zone low. 1-1 on Schmaltzy.
Looked like a sinker there. Just kind of caught the bottom part. And it's not a bad miss if you're Barnes, like yourself. Just can't walk him, of course.
Absolutely. Barnes comes set. The 1-0. Driven into deep left center field. That's a base hit. 1 runner scores. The pinch hitter is in, and it's a walk-off for the Legends. 8-7. Walnut Creek came back 7 unanswered, and then the Legends score 2 in the top of the 9th to end the ball game. A 7-win streak broken for the Dads. A great game, all things considered, Kasey. What a game.
Yeah, a lot of roller coaster ride, we could say, for this type of game. And it's tough for the Crawdads, tough for Braden Barnes, right? You're a guy who comes in, has a chance for your win in a big spot, and the Legends are a good team.
Absolutely. Despite entering today 4-6, they're now 5-6 on the year. They're going to be a tough contender here in the CCL North. The Crawdads, just their first matchup against their division rival this season. We're going to see a whole lot more of this one, Kasey, but either way,
an exciting end to what was looking like a blowout earlier in this game. Either way, thank you everybody so much for tuning in here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. We'll be back tomorrow at home as the Crawdads try to bounce back as the Alameda Merchants come to town. We'll have that one first pitch 4 p.m. Don't miss it. Thank you everybody. Have a good night.